Everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon D&D Ice. Let's jump straight to the chase. As I don't know if they say it that way. I think I botched it all wrong. Whatever. I think that one geek is our lucky contestant on what happened last episode. Take it away.
All right. Sunday, May 11th. After making it upstairs in the pursuit of that copy of Nero, we found ourselves facing a strange room filled with several doors. Uh, oh, alongside a mural depicting Krya. Each room contained a challenge related to the phrases whispered to us by those statues prior: preservation, endurance, isolation, and cruelty. We failed the preservation challenge, but passed through the endurance, isolation, and I assume cruelty, though I don't know what happened in there. Afterward, a passageway through the mural appeared to us to continue outside. Upon making it to the top of the tower, we didn't find the clone but Krya herself, or at least some form of her. She demanded to know why we were here before attacking us with a creature that she called the Sword of Ruin. We managed to defeat them, and as compensation, Krya offered to answer one request. After brief deliberation, we were told the nature of Sinbad's curse. It wasn't laid by Nero, but instead by Volgar, as a means to keep Nero's power from him. After that, Krya insisted that we leave, and so we made our way out of this frozen hellscape. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Uh, and you met up with Returnatrix once again, or you?
We're back in Jump
Yes.
Scare Cabin.
Yes. We met back up in the cabin with Returnatrix and spoke to him for a bit
All right.
before deciding to rest for the night again.
Yeah.
And we leveled up.
Yeah. So you can take your inspiration for the session, and
Okay.
I remember this time the MVP from last session goes to Aiden once again, and I have a feeling it was just because of the devastating finishing crit you did on the boss you fought.
There was also someone who was suggesting this just actually diving into the water, but
Yeah, you were tied with Sabrina like in the morning,
Yeah.
and then it was 6.
someone voted.
Yeah. So yeah, take 1 luck point for
All right.
all of that. And as mentioned before, you all leveled up. So let's have the usual rundown of what you attained and maybe how you flavored how you got it. So we'll start up with just the character portrait screen. We'll start off with Sigurd. What did you get on your level up?
Indomitable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess, over the course of this, he's just gotten more and more resilient, having to face a lot of, I guess, any sort of effects that try to target his mind, his body, so he's gotten better at weathering those.
And didn't you also take the resilient feat?
No.
Or you? Oh,
No.
I thought you got something to like make you better at wisdom or something.
No, I just have a... No, I don't. Do I? Wait.
Because
No, I didn't do anything
you
else at this level.
you used to be awful at wisdom checks, and then you got something that.
I mean, I had a +1 and now I have a +2, and also I remembered that I have advantage on charm saves.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. You've been through a lot, so yeah, makes
A
sense.
little bit.
You'd get indomitable. Very very good for the coming trials. Sinbad,
Mhm.
what did you get with your level up?
Oh boy, so we've finally done it. We're in the fifth circle where Bree will sign away her soul at some point to the MDRA, and I got Big B's hand and destructive wave, and then I got a special treat that we'll see if it comes up or not. If it never comes up, it means I'll have switched it out because it wasn't special anymore.
I think I know what you're talking about, but who knows if that'll come into play.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Well, Sabrina, what did you get?
Sabrina, like her brother, picked up Big B's hand, but instead of the other things that he picked up, she's also picked up Rary's telepathic bond.
Yes.
As for how to flavor that, Big B's hand would probably just be she'd probably figure that out through like an upgrade to her mage hand,
Yeah.
or like weaponizing that. And Rary's telepathic bond would just be an upgrade to the message cantrip, I guess.
Yeah. And you know, down your ancestry, you turn into a psychic type, so
Hmm.
makes sense. Maybe you'd get abilities like that, and that might be useful considering of all the spying being done all over the place.
Yeah.
And you can maybe give like Big B's high fives if some combats go well.
Big B's clap.
Uh,
All right.
oh, all right. So Aiden, finally we got to you. Since you're multi-classing, it's a little
A little more interesting here. I got a little bit better now at more of the sneak attack stuff, and well, this is actually a big level for me. So now I'm a bit better at the survival and nature stuff. Just having been out on the continent for a while now, so I'm acclimating more and more. And I think we'll end up seeing that quite a bit.
you're the scout rogue.
Hmm.
Yeah, you get like an ability to like you like walk back for like
Oh,
half
yeah,
of your
if
movement or
someone's,
something like that.
If someone ends next to me, I just get to
Move away.
move around.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
But I think what's gonna be more interesting is just the better survival going on.
Yeah. I've always thought that like movement is always it's the unsung hero, and I just feel it's like the best thing in D&D is just mobility.
Oh, it's very strong, as we definitely saw last time.
All right. But with that being said, I think I got everything. We got the inspiration, we got the MVP, and we got what you got on your level up. So we're going to bring you back to the cabin in the woods. You opted to spend the night there. Some of you got a little bit of exhaustion from that going to the plane of ice, and if you slept here, so you can remove one level of exhaustion from any that's accumulated.
great.
But you wake up once again in this cabin. Earthernix has caught some trout and salmon for you once again. So you get
Oh.
an actual meal as apart from just rations.
I like to think that Bree sticks it on a stick, cooks it like a marshmallow, and then eats the stick too with the fish.
I mean, yeah, she probably
Oh my
does.
god.
It's like those people who eat the apple core.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We'll never understand that.
Uh,
Rethernix, currently a monkey. You actually have not seen him in his true form yet.
True.
Says to you, or wait, did you use the goggles on him at one point?
I think I used the goggles around him at one point, but not like directly to see him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Either
He
way.
says to you, do you wish to spend a few more nights? You still look a bit famished.
I personally think it'd be best to head back as fast as we can.
Mhm.
Um, the sooner we get back to Calder, the better. And well, it's not well. it's we at least have shelter out here, but it's not as safe as the town itself.
Yes, I've seen some of those wild Pokemon running around the forest. I easily can evade them, but since the winter is my home, but I get what you mean.
No. Yes. Aside from that, we're also not that far from the barrier, if I recall correctly. Right? Kind of looks to the other three.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
are in the
just a little bit
forest.
to the north.
Thinking we might be a day's trip out.
Less than that.
Oh, right. You would just mean to the barrier. I meant to the outpost.
Oh yeah, to the outpost it's about a day.
Well, as long as we get back into the barrier, we should be fine. Uh. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, unless the three of you have any objections, I think we should get moving today.
I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. It'd be more comfortable getting some spells into my book once we're back in town anyway.
It was more comfortable getting to rest back at Calder.
Right. Yeah, I mean, guess that settles it then. Are you ready to go? He looks to return tricks.
Oh yes, I've been ready to go for quite a while now. I was merely doing this on your behalf. Well, then again, I'd still be in my cave if it wasn't for you. Not that there's any hard feelings about that or anything. It's just that was a comfy cave.
I'll probably
Maybe-
still be there once everything's said and done.
Yeah, once all this business with Nero is settled, perhaps that location will be, well, it seemed pretty safe before, but you can never be too sure.
Well, it was only temporary. I wouldn't plan to retire here. Well, like I said, the plan was to go back to Draxel after everything was said and done, but, well, it seems like that isn't the case anymore.
Right. Well, yeah, we should get moving.
Okay. He nods and he's ready to follow at your behest.
All right, let's go.
All right. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Boogie.
All right. At what pace are you going?
Normal.
Let's probably go normal. Normal's 2 hexes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Normal's good.
I want you to all do survival checks then,
Survival.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh no.
or Arcana,
Oh,
or
okay.
Nature.
24.
I'm better at these now.
Yay.
15.
20.
Okay. So you start going through the forest, and despite like thinking going in a linear direction, it kind of turns you around in places. And when you look behind you, you notice Sinbad going in like a totally different direction at one point. You
Sinbad. Sinbad, where are you? Are you?
Hey,
Are
we
you
went this
okay?
way last time.
Sib, it's this way.
I've been walking straight this whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Aiden maybe just looks at the tracks that Mechagross has been making compared to Sinbad. No, you haven't.
The forest is doing something. Just
But
just
you are turning Sinbad back around and getting him back on course. You three are able to make your way to the barrier, and you couldn't really find it or notice it unless you're really looking for it because it's a very transparent. You have to get like right up to it to see it. Seeing this kind of this force, it's almost like glass.
Was it this transparent on the other side?
Yes, it was this transparent on the other side.
mm-hmm.
We never really paid attention to just how clear this is.
Oh, yeah.
Guess they were.
To be fair, the last time we saw the barrier, we also saw, well, I guess not when we were passing it through, but we saw MDRA members transporting Pokemon to the other side of it, and well, that made the distinction a little bit clearer.
Oh, right.
Speaking of which, too, everyone roll a d8.
Oh, okay.
We did have
8.
7.
3887.
2 successes.
Okay. You.
So, go on.
What you also notice on the ground is there is a piece of paper, a scroll.
Okay. Bree's gonna pick that up.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry, Bree had to take initiative here. It's a scroll.
Fair enough.
just a second.
Oh man, does this have a forbidden magic on it like the last one?
And on that 2 8s it's got to be something good.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
There is. Just going through my tables here. Locate creature.
Interesting.
Level 4 spell.
Locate creature.
That could be useful.
Oh.
Might have fallen out of someone's bag. Here's
What's
Finders
with all these-
keepers. And she just kind of puts it into her bag.
What's with all these magical, like, just everything just sitting around in this forest? Like,
Well, I mean, the MDRA did just kind of set up here, so.
well, not even that. Like, the cabin was also here. And you said you found the Avenger here too, correct?
Right.
Huh.
That's actually a good point.
Well, we don't call it graffiti forest for nothing. I mean, the place is bioluminescent too.
I don't.
I mean,
Graffiti isn't a good term for that.
While they're talking about this, Bree just kind of casually puts on the ring, the barrier access ring, and just kind of walks through it and says to Orthonatrix to do the same.
All right, you gave him the
Yeah.
dummy ring. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he puts it on and he walks through. Oh my! I've never seen something quite like this before. Well, actually, I have. Those mages and that tower seem to be dabbling in things like this.
You'll have to tell me more about them if you get the chance. And if you remember, I mean, I know it's been a long time and you kind of woke up out of a bad situation. I don't mean to sound greedy or anything, but I'm going to need that ring back. It was just a loaner.
Oh, sure thing. He
Thank
kind
you.
of like trepidatiously gives it to you, noticing like he can't go outside anymore.
Uh,
Are you sure the ones inside this barrier are to be trusted?
maybe we can return the ring. Maybe you can return the ring personally if you, well, I guess are worried about that.
I don't know if they can be trusted, but they're the most agreeable right now.
Oh, well, that's good enough for me.
I mean, to be fair, pretty much everyone around this continent's kind of hard to trust.
They all have their own agendas in some way, shape, or form that kind of gets in the way of really important things.
That much reminds me of the multiple nations that couldn't see eye to eye on several things.
Yep.
Seems-
Now instead of being separated by type, we are separated by what shiny
Ideology.
thing we like the most.
Well, I like shiny things. I
Well,
like
they're
all
more
sorts of
like
shiny things.
they're like Reshiram is one, and these ones are books and scrolls and magic. One is just this whole place for some reason. They like, oh, all the feral Pokemon are the best.
I mean, with
What?
the MDRA, there was also the meteor in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one too. And then the other guys want to destroy it. Like, it's basically the same thing, just different lines.
It's
Uh,
all separated by ideology in the end. All the factions have something to prove. Or some power to be gained by being here.
Well, I'm not much into those meteors.
I'm kind of on the fence with them myself.
I mean, they're interesting, but what they've done to some of the ferals around here is concerning.
And what that meteor's been used, what it's been used to do to Nero's servants.
That too. Certainly hope the meteor doesn't have long-term side effects.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you using that meteor?
Yes.
Yes.
Small portions of it, anyway.
Are you sure it's safe? Because part of me
No.
fears.
I don't really have anything on me that's, I mean, aside from Mekaros,
But back on the subject of these rivaling groups, the way I see it is no two people live out identical experiences or think in the exact same ways. But it's in recognizing those differences that we can see their true value.
Yeah, we tried to
I can agree with that.
we tried to tell them that, and they said get out of here.
and not to mention if some of their differences result in them either liking or hating the same thing.
If only could things could work out, though.
You said that the kingdoms of old had similar conflicts over, well, just simple differences.
Yes, they were all segregated. 18 segregated kingdoms that lived in their own ways, had their own ideals, had their own beliefs, and often they would clash because of that. Not into all-out war, but trade was done, and some blacklisted each other if they didn't agree or see eye to eye on things.
Well, I'm not a historian by any means, but that might have been why they all fell.
Oh, they all fell due to, well, actually, I don't know why they fell. I heard about it, but I don't know how it happened.
Actually, would I know how they fell?
Do a history check.
Okay. 21.
It was said to have been done by the uh, the leader of the Fire Kingdom, Audric, who went on a conquest to steal all the plates from the other nations. It said Arceus gave each of these kingdoms plates, which kind of propagated the land, and this Audric fellow went on a conquest to take them all.
Well, actually, maybe it wasn't all of their ideologies, but just one. I believe it was the Fire Kingdom, and their and a conquest that they well performed and laid waste, or at least tried to lay waste to the rest of the kingdoms.
It sounds a little out of character, for I know Agni, the Fire Kingdom, was known for its power, but it was very much like the Ice Kingdom here, where it was more used as a bastion, fortress, vanguard. It wasn't aggressively used, but I guess anything could change while I was asleep.
I suppose so.
It only takes
mean-
one change in rulership.
Yeah. Audric was his name, I believe, the leader.
Yes, I remember him.
Oh. It must have been soon after you disappeared then. Huh.
Yes, I haven't much caught up with what happened in the course of all these years while I was asleep, but I should probably get around to do that.
Well, to be fair, I don't know if there's much in terms of libraries out here.
No, quite. But if the Kingdom of Avergil's uncovered, they might have some tomes in there if the fortress still stands. Everything is very well preserved here. It's one of the key tenets of Avergil.
Of Krya. Yeah.
Well, no, not Krya. It's Avergil they were sort of a symbiotic relationship. They worshipped Krya, but and Krya provided them gifts and her blessings.
Lieutenant.
Apparently, the Virgil wasn't a very good stewardship of those blessings. Steward, rather.
I think I told you this last night, but she was very vain, and she traded away those gifts, which I guess in turn makes sense to what may have upset Krya. But that still seems overstepping her boundaries to usurp Havergal and commit taboo by crossing the plains.
It was gonna happen at some point.
Really?
Was it?
None of the others did that.
I think given enough time, one of them would have been eventually ticked off enough to walk down into the lands here.
That's only a
I mean,
hypothetical.
I don't know much about, like, I suppose the minds of gods, but over the sharing of gifts and just vanity? It's it just seems excessive, I suppose. But
Oh, I'm sure that we don't know the whole story.
But like I said, I think if Krya is truly around, and she needs to be destroyed for this.
I just don't understand why she said that her body was still out here, but her followers are attempting to resurrect her.
I don't know. Could be that she's just locked up.
Perhaps? But where?
Or Nero
Somewhere
could just
deeper in
be
the
lying to
continent?
them.
I suppose that could be correct as true as well.
I don't know. It could be
But
possible that
then
just coming here is a high energy task for her.
but we know that the ring is on his person, correct? That she said she wanted that ring to be used to spread her gift across the world, as she said,
Yeah.
or her blessing.
Yeah, she didn't exactly seem very broken up about Fulgur's death either.
Well, that's just the legendary deities for you. They much not concern themselves what goes on in the other planes, even those related. And that's another one of Havergal's tenets, is isolation. So it makes sense why
Yes.
she would not be such torn about it.
Isolation, cruelty, and what was it?
Endurance,
Uh,
preservation.
endurance.
Oh, very astute of you two.
Well, we were.
We got to practice it in crash course.
Hmm.
Since they kind of seem to be similar to how Krya was, at least with the statues in there.
Yes, that would. I guess that would line up. That there's some trials of some sort in there. I, I, I'm not allowed to set foot in there, so my knowledge of it is quite hazy. I only know about
It's,
Krya through Havergal.
I, I suppose that's fair enough. Hmm. All right. Well, we should probably get going. Sooner we can get out of this. He kind of looks at the barrier, the better.
Ah, indeed. Very well. Which direction should we go in next?
North.
North.
Oh, the same direction. Very well. Onward then.
Yes.
All right, and you continue northward. Sinbad keeps getting turned around somehow still, but you set him back on course a few times.
Did this happen when you were last here?
I don't think so.
I don't think we really got lost.
Huh.
Unless we were actually lost the whole time.
I mean, we found our way back, so not really.
Come on, boys. Less talk, more walk.
Should will you do the talking there, or should I introduce myself to our newfound friends, or tell me what to expect when we get there?
Mm. Hmm.
Bree just kind of taps her chin. She's like, well, kind of hard to say. I mean, you do, like, just talking with the common Pokemon. It'd be
Yes.
kind of... I feel like it'd be a disservice to you to not let you do that, but at the same time, it's...
They're also
you're
kind of strange. I mean, just in general, a lot of the Pokemon at the
They're mages, or uh,
Yeah.
of
just
sorts,
be careful
similar
what
to that mage's tower.
be careful what you tell them is the best advice I can give you.
Well, what should I not tell them?
Well, for one thing, don't tell them that you're a dragon. Don't tell them anything that we've been doing. If we do tell them, we should be the ones to tell them that.
Okay. Just
Feel free to have conversations about forks and utensils, though.
Oh,
You can talk about that all day.
I would love to. I want to know what kind they use there. I've heard those mages have something called a tuning fork, and
Oh yeah, they've probably got one of those there.
yeah, I've been dying to see what that is. Like, do you turn it or what?
A tuning fork is mostly used for checking pitch. You hold it and you smack it on something, and it rings with the resonant frequency of that object.
So you don't eat with it? Every other fork I've had, you seem to prod your food with and put it in your mouth. You're telling me that's for music, for rhythm?
Necessarily for music, though it could certainly be used as such. In this case, the term fork is more for the actual shape of the instrument, not the use.
So sometimes a fork is not a fork that you use to consume. I must dwell on this while we head to there. I'm getting excited.
Local man learns of the English language.
Okay. So you for the random encounter, you got the scroll, and it's much safer inside this triangle as you encroach onto the castle fortress that the MDRA are held out in. Until you walk up the stairs through the garden and you see various mages removing the flowers from the garden beds, and you see them putting in some different kinds of seeds. It seems like they're imbuing them or casting some sort of arcane spell on the seeds before they place them into the flower bed.
What are they doing with that? Is that
I've-
maybe to grow more?
I haven't got a clue. I've never really been into gardening.
they did say they wanted to try cultivating the flowers. Remember? Maybe they need to do something with them.
Yeah, you probably have to plant them here where things happen, because you try to take the sticks out of this forest, they turn into dust.
Right.
You know, it is possible that there's a big meteor fragment that just made this forest happen.
You know, out of all of the
Perhaps.
crackpot theories you've made, that one makes the most sense.
I thought they said there was a large amount of meteor in this forest in the first place.
Yeah, but it's possible that one could have broken off from the meteor on re-entry and landed here, while the rest of it landed in the mystery dungeon.
Huh.
Perhaps. I don't think we've seen any signs of that, though. Well, aside from the general side effects.
It could explain why there's just a forest here compared to the rest of the continent.
We need to get a hold of meteorological records and track its trajectory in order to know for sure.
I thought meteorology was about clouds.
It's about weather.
Then it wouldn't be about meteors.
No, they're meteorites are typically included in that sort of thing.
So you're saying a meteor is still just a weather event?
Yes.
Meteor is a weather?
Yes, it's space weather, but it's still weather.
Huh.
Huh. I would have assumed that would have fallen more into the science of uh astrology.
Astronomy.
Astronomy, my bad. I get the two mixed up.
There's a little bit of overlap between all the sciences.
Uh,
We should.
Regardless, we should. How long are we planning on spending here?
We'll probably head right back. I did want to talk to Professor Takis really quick, though. While we're doing that, maybe you can go ask about the tuning fork. Just, probably, Professor Waffles is usually pretty in charge as far as I can tell. Maybe ask her. She could probably show you one. She's the, Shellos.
Okay, I'll do that. And you're going
Bryce.
to...
Yeah, you said that they were casting spells on the seeds, though, right?
Yeah.
Is Bree able to tell what kind of spell they're casting?
No, you can't really tell. This seems new.
Okay, well,
But
that's
you
gonna
do
get her
you do
attention
notice
real quick.
you do. I'll have you do a perception check instead.
Oh, it should be 8 now. Yay. Let me check just to make sure I'm not cheating.
Okay.
I was uncheating. It's actually 9.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
So what they're actually doing is you see them like sprinkling dust on the flowers, and they are not doing it with their bare hands. They were wearing gloves. They are sprinkling dust from the meteor, aether, on these seeds as they put them into the ground.
Alright. Noted.
Just like dust with them.
And it seems like they're using some sort of spell to just kind of as more as a like an adhesive, if anything.
Okay. What were these flowers? We were calling these flowers again? Ice flowers?
I called them climbing flowers.
You are heading in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after the awkward pauses and conversation, you all head up the stairs and into the MDRA's base of operations, where, like, this is a pretty big place, but it's pretty much just like a foyer and a throne room, which they're in the process of repurposing. And when you reach the throne room, it's kind of undergone a transformation where it looks more like a laboratory now. You see a bunch of tables, and there's notes sprawled all over them. Aiden and Sinbad, you notice they have some of the flowers that you have in like beakers, and they're boiling some of them. There are, you see various wires and small lightning bolt, or like shocking grasp. The shocking grasp spell being used to, stimulate electricity throughout some of the experiments, and most of which look like this flower that you got for them. Until Professor Waffles sees you, and she slithers inches towards you, the Shellos. It says, "Oh, it's you four. Welcome back, and you brought that friend you were talking about."
Yes, I was hoping you could maybe introduce him to a tuning fork. He likes forks a lot.
And then you see Returnatrix like nodding like next to you. Yes, a tuning fork. Well, that's very strange because we're very we like to keep everything very close to the chest here. And who is this? Returnatrix, ma'am. And who are you? Why?
He walked out here, and we're just bringing him back to his friend. His friend was looking for him. They got separated from each other. We're just bringing them back together.
Squire, she's telling a half-truth. I don't know how to feel about this.
Since this is telepathically, I assume maybe you can respond sort of telepathically. Yeah. Well, the problem is also the MDRA isn't exactly truthful about everything.
What have you done?
What did you say?
Oh my gosh.
I want everyone to do wisdom saving throws.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling that this sword is going to suddenly not work with us anymore.
13.
19.
17.
I don't think 19's high enough.
Yeah, it's an 11.
Waffles got a 17. What's the sword's zone of truth saving throw, DC?
It's 20.
20.
Yeah, like I said, I was like, I don't think 19 is high enough.
So, just as Aiden's sheath has probably the sheath, there's this glow that envelops the around everyone in this conversation. And Waffle says, "What was that?
What in the what did
you cast
what
a
happened?
spell?"
He didn't know.
I didn't cast it. It was the sword.
What spell was that?
Bree just kind of face palms.
Hey,
Some
What,
things are just best left unsaid. If you try to tell us anything that is incorrect, you will find it very difficult to do so.
wait, it knows that spell? What?
Sigurd, hush.
Is it him? As she points to the Pansage. Oh no, ma'am, I didn't do anything.
I had told you it was the sword that casted it. It's
Magic.
in a mind of its own.
Well, would you mind perhaps walking away? Because
Yes, I believe we should walk away. Or at least they should,
Sure.
anyway.
But the tuning fork, ma'am, I very much wish to see it. Just a second. I'm trying to parse everything out here. This kid is casting spells. This Pansage, not wearing any winter clothes, wants to see a tuning fork. And what's going on here?
What?
You like to keep things close to your chest, and there are things we need to keep close to ours.
Aiden's gonna just start walking away.
No, bring me back! The truth must be heard!
Does the spell follow him?
It's
Yes.
centered on the sword.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
So
This wasn't exactly a good time to. Well, yes, truth is good, but also
You told me they'd like to keep secrets and lie! Therefore,
Right,
I must baste them in the light of the truth. Only the truth can set them free from their sins.
and just kind of silent for a bit as he keeps walking away in the meanwhile, trying to even think of how to formulate a response. Well,
Okay, let's. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's start from the beginning. Is that spell is gone, right?
Could be.
So far as I can tell, yes.
Yes, I'm a 40-ton purple platypus with golden hair and silver wings.
So
What's
am
a
I.
platypus?
Okay, maybe just have him stand out there. Okay, well. Now you, who, where? Okay, he wants to see a friend. And you don't want to tell us.
I mean, we're just trying to head back from here back to Calder.
All I'm saying is, you've brought this individual here, and this location is supposed to be secret. And I did say you were allowed to do it. It's just I wish to know a little more about this individual.
Well, we met their friend not too long ago. We introduced ourselves to them, and we heard that they were. We sort of took them into our home back in Calder, and we heard that they had a friend who was missing. Um, we had a general location, so we headed out this way. We figured considering everything that's gone on recently with the border wall, we figured it'd be best to head out this way, or head through this gate. This gate. I believe he looks over to Sabrina. I believe the whole premise of us helping set up the barrier was to get access to this gate so we could go
Bring him
find this
back.
person, correct?
That is correct.
And who is he affiliated with? Is he?
He's factionless, just like us.
He's not affiliated with the Expedition Society, the Abolition, the Hallowed Flames, Nero, Kleiman, the Queen. Basically, anyone you can name of on this continent, besides his friend, he's unaffiliated with.
Actually, bring that kid back.
Aiden!
Yes, she wants the truth to be heard.
oh dear.
Right then.
Could you just repeat what you said, Sabrina?
He's not affiliated with any of the groups that I mentioned before, except basically the only person on this continent that he's affiliated with is himself and his friend.
And
Well, I guess, and his other friends, but we're still kind of looking for them. Well, most of them anyway. We know where one of them is, but we still need to go get him.
are you sure they aren't? She kind of like looks to you and does like the gesture, sticking out her tongue with her eyes closed.
Hmm?
Are you sure they
Oh.
aren't? You know,
As far as we know, they aren't.
I mean, it is pretty cold. And why isn't he wearing any clothes? Actually, I thought it was quite warm out there. And that's the truth. As he kind
He's-
of nudges Aiden.
He's rather acclimated to the cold.
Here, I'll just ask him to make it absolutely clear to you. Returnatrix, are you with Nero or one of his little cult buddies?
Nope. It's just as she said. I'm not really affiliated with any of these groups. I met some of them in the town. Very nice fellows. Okay, well, he seems harmless, but whoever you are, what's his name again?
Orthonatrix.
Orthonatrix.
Orthonatrix, just please don't disclose this location to anyone. We worked hard for it, and we don't want it to be compromised. Yeah, sure. You have my word. I won't speak anywhere. Okay, well, I guess that spell did come in handy. See, she said she enjoys the truth, Squire. We have a success. A breakthrough.
You know, as much as I hate to disagree, it did actually work.
And he turns off the zone of truth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, now that that's all out of the way, that thing won't just activate by itself again, will it?
Shouldn't.
Hopefully not.
Just,
Alright.
don't try to say you want to lie about stuff. Sword is very...
Well, the MDRA is very forthcoming.
What does the Holy Avenger say about that?
Well, it doesn't really know her, so.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Know
Fair
if
enough.
that's a
Fair
lie
enough.
or not. Okay, well, a tuning fork. I think Professor Takus would know more about those because those are used for planar travel. So I think he might have one, maybe.
Well, I was about to head down to him anyway, so that works out.
That's convenient.
He's still in front of that mirror. I don't know if he's. I really don't want to step on his toes in regards to that. That's not my area of expertise. But what is my area of expertise is we've had a breakthrough with that flower.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes, we've been able to concoct a trial run of the Kleiman's potion, and we've well, some of the side effects are still there, but we've made it a little more user friendly.
Oh, yeah?
Huh.
What are the side effects?
I'll show it to you. She goes over to the one of the desks and grabs this small little vial full of this bright, almost luminescent turquoise fluid.
Mhm.
As you can see here, this is what we call, made from that flower you two gathered for us. It is, we call it the cold-blooded brew.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Interesting. I probably would have just called it antifreeze, so I'll give you points for creativity.
Yeah, well, antifreeze is kind of the obvious one, but I wanted to kind of give it its own spin, and that's what I
Sigurd tries his best to ignore the slur.
Oh, because he's cold-blooded.
I was like, wait, that's totally inaccurate.
So with this,
It's not, but
if you
No, I meant-
theoretically, if you ingest this, it will last for 3 days, and whenever you feel cold, you could stave off the exhaustion that comes with it 3 times. But if the cold-blooded brew expires due to these effects being consumed in those 3 days, it will kind of freeze you from the inside out, and you'll probably be out for a day or so.
that sounds fairly lethal.
Yeah.
Out for a day from freezing from the inside.
Well, it's still in the trial phase. We're still perfecting it, but I have these 4 vials for you to perhaps test it.
I hope no one's been hurt by.
Oh
I
yes,
suppose
don't
testing
worry,
it.
nothing lethal. There, some yes, they've hurt is a. it's a very loaded word, but everyone's okay. No casualties. This is what it does, by the way. But this is our perfected, well, somewhat perfected dose of it. I made 4 for you, and perhaps you can give us the results after you use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Now I have 2 potentially lethal cold resistance potions.
So
You
if
should
it,
drink them both.
just to clarify too, if it expires and there's still doses left with it, you won't suffer the effects from below.
Right.
so basically, just don't let this thing run out in the cold.
Just don't use its effects. Well, 3 times.
Okay.
You should still be good if it happens, but it's just if you might well, there's some side effects, let's just say, but it's much better than Kleiman's. We've been able to refine it a lot more in these.
Right, because his just kind of took you out after the fact.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose as an insurance factor it works, but you really should work on the side effects and try to get it down so there's none left.
Well, she did say it was a prototype.
Yeah, it's this is very powerful magic, Sabrina.
Oh, I have no doubt about that.
It's hard to iron out all these side effects. Like, it's understandable why Kleiman had such dire ones on his. It's just he did not have the resources we do.
All right, well, we'll see if we can't find a place to use them that won't kill us if we run into the worst side effect.
Oh, I just realized that's a potion effect of 3 days duration. Does that interfere with potion sickness?
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess Sigurd will very reluctantly take his potion.
Yes, and maybe take some notes and just tell us how it goes. As we haven't been able to field test them out in the great beyond.
All right, we'll do. All right, now, let's see about that tuning fork, why don't we?
Oh, yes, finally. Not that your conversation wasn't interesting. You seem like a very lovely Pokemon, Miss Waffles, but I would very much like to see this tuning fork. They're telling me you don't even eat with it.
Let's.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
Well, Professor Takis is down in the vault below the throne.
All right, thank you. Bree's gonna head over there.
All right. Are you all going there?
I guess so.
I am.
We did have to actually see about those shards we had, didn't we?
All right. So you go around the throne and down into the vault, and you see this. You see all the string tied up around the mirror and chalk on the ground. And you see a sleeping Arkin, like, propped against the wall with sticky Post-it notes all over him.
Oh, maybe
I
we
was
should
hoping
come
he
back at
wasn't-
a different time.
I'm
No.
assuming that the sticky notes that are hanging all over the place are even more convoluted than before.
Yeah.
She's gonna cast a message toward him and say, Professor Takis.
Oh! Yeah, yes, I'm hard at work. Hard at work.
Are you okay?
Oh, yes. I was just, I was just studying. I was seeing if I could get to the Feywild by going into the state of dream. Yes, that's it.
You look exhausted.
Well, there's no rest for genius, my boy.
You've
Um,
been working since this whole time since we were last here.
Of course, but time is only relative.
Right.
Anyway, what brings you here?
well, there are actually two orders of business. First of all, do you have a tuning fork?
Oh, yes. I have lots of tuning forks. Let's go into my bag. Yeah, here's one right here. And he pulls out this kind of prong, this two-pronged metal stick. This is what you call a tuning fork?
Yes, that is a tuning fork. Do you mind if our friend here has a look at it? He's never seen a tuning fork before.
Oh, sure. You can have a look at it if he wishes.
She's gonna mage hand the tuning fork over to Orthonatrix.
Fascinating. You say I hit stuff with it in it?
Not hit things. It's more like a tap. Just like try tapping it against the wall and then find something else and tap it against that. It'll make a different pitch depending on what you hit.
Tung. Tung. He hits like a stair and like the side of the wall. Fascinating. My dear Tokis, would you perhaps want to conduct a trade, one of my forks for your forks? I sort of need that fork for interdimensional travel, and it's the likes of which your mind cannot comprehend. Could you talk him into giving you know this fellow more than me, Bree?
I'll see what I can do. And she approaches Professor Takis and she says, "Are you sure you don't have like any spares or maybe an old model or something? One that still works but just doesn't, have the right dimensional wavelength properties?"
Alignment.
Well, you see, these forks are these tuning forks are. Oh, they come in all shapes and sizes. There's the common tuning fork, which is 100 gold, and the uncommon tuning fork. That'll get you. That could get you to the Shadowfell. That one's about 2,000 gold. And then there's the rare one, which is 20,000 gold. They come in rarities.
What? Like, how does a tuning fork cost 20,000 gold? What is it made of?
They're components for planar travel. You silly boy! You don't understand this. Don't speak.
Just a simple musical tuning fork would probably suffice for now.
Well, I don't have any of those. Do I look like a musician?
she just kind of chuckles.
Some
and
of
says,
the post-it notes fly off of them.
she says, we'll check with the general goods store when we get back in town with Orthonatrix. They might have one there. But something else, the other reason I came to see Professor Takis, we still haven't been able to find one of the larger pieces of the meteorite for you. But we do have a great deal of smaller pieces. And she takes out 29 chips and 8 fragments and shows them to him. She says, "Are you sure this wouldn't work for your purposes?"
No, we only need one big one. But keep in mind, it will only be a one-way trip unless you have two and know the proper procedure of getting back.
What?
I see.
Well, the mirror's cracked. I can't do anything about that.
Huh.
Well, all right. We'll keep looking, but finding two is going to be a pretty tall order.
But some of the other professors might want to buy that from you. You shouldn't let it go to waste.
We'll
Alright, yeah.
keep that in mind, but I think we're holding on to them for now.
Yep. Anyway, that was it, Professor Takis. Sorry for interrupting your research.
Before we go, actually, quick question about the... What is it? You said Shadowfell and Feywild?
Yes.
What?
I wish to take a vacation there.
You wish to take a vacation, or you did?
I wish to.
Oh, wait. Do you know how to get? What are those places?
Well, I need a rare tuning fork. There are several planes of existence, my boy. Haven't you been paying attention? As he whacks you with the tuning fork.
It just bounces off you.
Yeah, you
I like
barely
to think
feel
it's like extra loud because
It just
I was gonna say it's got a bunch of those
extra loud.
very noisy scales. Maybe his scales also.
Yeah,
All of his scales just start ringing with it.
yeah, exactly. Right. No, I'm aware of that. Trust me, I'm aware of that. But I've never heard of the Shadowfeller Feywild in particular. Are they related to any sort of deity or?
Yes, they're related to like all of the Pokemon that used to live on those live in those kingdoms or what have you.
They what?
Like the fairy kingdom. It's called Verdure. I heard that it's called the Feywild in some circles. And speaking of which, when's the last time you casted a 7th circle spell? Plane shift isn't easy to cast.
I haven't.
Exactly.
I okay. I was just curious as to what.
So you can cast 7th level spells?
Oh, yes, I'm able to do that. Yes, but
Which ones?
My spell book is Oh wait, no, he's a sorcerer. He's right. He has. I have my MDRA spell. He opens up his book and he flips through. And you're wondering the 7th level spells he has?
Uh-huh.
Well, I have this very useful one, reverse gravity. I have plane shift.
And she's just all sparkly eyed as she's listening to him.
And
say these.
that's it.
Are these?
Can I see the book? Can I see the book? Can I look at it?
I don't have a book. I forgot I did. He doesn't have a book. He's a sorcerer.
Oh, right. Okay. Never mind. Sorry. Redacted.
Are these insanely powerful magical abilities or trading cards?
It depends on how you think about it. I mean, for us wizards, they're kind of like trading cards, except for you just try to collect them and you never give them away.
That definitely sounds like a trading card.
I mean, have you seen Sabrina's spellbook? Wait, yeah, of course you have.
Oh, right. Speaking of my spellbook, I've still got like 3 spell scrolls to scribe into here, so we should probably get going.
And before we leave, actually, well, there was actually another one of those mirrors.
Aiden!
What?
You saw another one of those of these? Where?
Listen, for your own safety, you probably want to stay away from this one.
Oh no! If there's a one that's in good condition, I very much want to know where this is. Tell me.
It was not in good condition, unfortunately.
Is the sword gonna like what he just said?
I was just about to say that.
Oh dear.
Oh no!
Squire, he knows the mirror was in good condition. He knows it was used to travel to that cold place. Correct him.
Well, Aiden already knows what would happen again. He probably doesn't want anyone else getting hit by the thing. So in this case,
Well, it was in good condition, but the problem is if you went there, you'd probably freeze to death.
Well, well, it needs to be studied, my boy. It needs to be studied.
Bree just kind of sighs and says,
It's in a cabin to the south.
And then she kind of gives Aiden a glare, and she says,
Aiden, we're going to talk after this.
Actually, well, to be fair, the cabin might not be there anymore. From our understanding, it's a magical cabin. It might move from area to area. It might actually ride aether, not necessarily waves, but something like that, sources.
Are you actually convinced it's like that?
"This is Sib." I
He,
think he might.
Yeah.
He's saying
Sit-
random crap. This is what this is the guy that walked in and said flowers possess people.
Okay.
the Avenger is just confused
Yeah,
at that
just-
point.
Well, I never thought about it like that. Well, we should send a party there. No, in any case, and perhaps salvage anything we can from that mirror. Thank you, you 4 or 5, stranger who liked my tuning fork. There's some great research shall be done. And he begins like scampering off upstairs.
Professor
need a part-
Talkus,
Wait,
Oh,
Professor Talkus,
what is it?
remember what I said. It's dangerous.
Yes.
Take it seriously.
The MDRA is best qualified to deal with things like this. It'll be fine. Everyone! I found something! You just hear his voice disappear as he's...
okay.
Sabrina
Well-
turns to Aiden, and she's just like giving him a death glare. And she says,
He just shrinks.
Aiden,
Hang on, we'll deal with this later.
I didn't think.
That's
she holds her paw up like the just a minute to Sigurd, and she says,
you need to be more careful about what you tell people. With information like that, people could get hurt.
I didn't
Yeah,
think.
he has 7th level spells, but it was 4 of us, and so maybe he might not be able to get into that mirror, but you don't know if things can come out of it.
I just kind of thought, given the situation and the mirrors being connected and his interest in them.
Do we even want to deal with this? Sigurd says, gesturing to the mirror.
That's kind of why I brought it up, because if it's the similar kind of situation as this mirror, then
No, I mean, do we even want to, I suppose, repair this mirror? Do we even want to go visit the other plane?
Considering it would take a meteorite to get in and a meteorite to get out, I don't think it's really in the cards for this one.
not to mention if it's cracked on the other side and you need the meteor just get through, does that even repair it?
No, I don't even mean just that. I just, what would we even find back there? I
Well-
suppose near another body of Nero's potentially, but
If it's Moltrez's plane, we could learn a thing or two about it. It's possible the one who smashed the mirror was Moltrez to keep Nero out. But it could also just be another mirror into the ice plane for all we know.
We'll keep looking for meteorites. If we happen to come across 2, then we'll consider it. But for now, let's just head back. And
Yeah,
Aiden,
we'll put it on
remember.
the back burner.
also just worried about giving the meteorite to the MDRA.
Well, at least this one we know exactly where it's going and what it's doing.
I
Sinbad,
suppose that's fair.
I want you to do a perception check.
Who?
You.
Oh no! I'm good at these. In the Feywild. Perception. 18.
Oh, hey.
We're in the Feywild today.
As you kind of theorize where this mirror goes, when you look over at it, you get those strange vibes again. You almost hear your name coming from it, and you catch the scent of ozone, just ever so slightly.
He's gonna walk over to it.
Yeah.
Sib, what are you doing?
I'm gonna touch it.
No, hang on.
You touch it, and it, you put your hand against it, and you just feel the surface of the mirror. and you feel a slight shock go through your paw up to your body. It almost just ripples through your whole body.
Sib?
This might be the one that I tried to destroy.
Oh?
We'll
have to ask
discuss
him
it later. Just in case. And he just swirls his finger around, or one of his digits around.
All right, well, Aiden, be careful with what you say from here on out, especially with that attached to you.
What is she talking about? We've done nothing but good!
Just doesn't know how to respond.
Destroyed him.
Let's...
Because it's mostly a case of he doesn't want to backtalk the sword.
Let's...
Is there actually like Aiden standing there like
Yeah.
reacting and stuff, and he's just kind of quiet, and she's gonna say,
I'm gonna have a talk with that thing later.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Well, it might give Aiden a hard time, but I don't see. Well, okay, yes, it could be. It could backfire horribly, but I have a feeling there are some things it needs to know.
I get the idea that arguing with an artifact of untold power is a bad idea.
Let's go home.
Okay.
All right. As you go upstairs, you see Waffles, the Shellos, looking kind of panicked, talking to several people.
Oh.
Oh, great.
Did he... He didn't...
Oh no.
Oh, no. What happened?
And she sees you four and says, "You four, you are you going back to Calder?"
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yes, what happened?
I don't know how to tell you this, but there's a dragon attacking.
Here we go
We
again.
need to get there now. We need to get there now.
You're going to deal with it?
Yes.
Yep. Yes, we are.
It's a white dragon.
We...
The same one
It's what?
I don't know. This is what Estelle is telling me. It's a white dragon, the same one from before, except it's bigger. It looks injured, but it's attacking the town.
I see. Climb in.
Rethernatrix is kind of silent.
It looks... Wait.
We need to see it.
We need to go now. We need to go now.
Yeah, we need to go now.
Yes. I'll send you. Come over here. And she brings you over to the circle. Okay, just relax for a minute. This takes a little time to cast, but I'll get you in there in a minute. And she begins to. Is he coming with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Rethernatrix.
Sure. And
you're gonna feel kind of stiff after this.
He steps on the circle with you, and after the casting time, you feel the sensation of being particleized and just sent over a great distance. When you materialize on the other side, back in Calder, you hear screaming from outside. There's no one to greet you inside this storage room.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Sigurd's gonna turn to Rethernatrix, says, "Just take cover. Don't. Just stay safe in here for now."
I can't. Is this my fault? Did I?
No. This is not your fault. No.
I think it's a necromancer found the body.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even think.
How is it bigger
then?
then? No. Anyways, let's. Okay, here. Yeah.
Kill
let's
now,
go.
ask questions later.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, you head up the stairs and run through the shop. The door is left ajar, and you can see chaos outside as you see like several Pokemon running around. And as you exit the store, you hear a loud roar as you look up into the skies, and 60 feet up, there is indeed the same dragon you fought and slayed on that island. It looks bigger. It looks also injured as well. There are several slashes on it. They don't look like the ones you made. In fact, you like scaled Cryofang from before, and it was let's just say you did quite a number on the body. And these don't look like the same injuries it has, but it is flying around, and you see it swoop down into the town, and you see it inhale and blow this cone of frigid breath all over the side of a house that just kind of partially snaps it as it takes to the air one more time. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
What the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck?
We're gonna do this trick
Put
again.
dragon battle music on.
11.
16.
All right, I'll have the map for you in a second. Just let me get to my...
Oh, 18. It is Feywild Day.
Is this the...
Oh wow, 27.
He is not currently with you.
I
right.
want that 27 to go first.
Hmm.
All right, I've got all your initiative tokens up there.
All right.
Oh, wait, we'd have Mechagross, wouldn't we?
Oh, yeah, you repaired him.
Was anyone switching initiative? I probably shouldn't.
I'm not itching to switch initiative.
Oh, it should be here.
So about that.
And let me get to you.
No, I probably don't want to go first.
That's fair.
Well, I can do one thing, but can't do much while it's in the air.
All right, Aiden, where are you in initiative?
I'm on a 27, so...
Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were still going. All right. So, all right. It is about 40 feet up.
40 feet up.
What do you wish to do?
Alright, getting the first turn in order is always fun. Do I even have... It's already hurt, and we know that much. I haven't going to use these in a while, and I think this is appropriate. I'm actually going to load up a glass bolt.
Okay.
Oh,
And it's 40 feet up, so... I mean, it's still 60-foot line from where I'm at. So I can definitely make that shot.
for this combat, we're gonna have to pull out the Pythagorean theorem.
I was going to make... Yep, okay. I'm just going to take a shot at it with the glass bolt here first.
Do your math.
It's exactly 72 feet away.
Oh yeah, no, that's easily in
A
range.
little under.
+1, so it's actually at +8 now. Fun. Yeah, I'm actually gonna risk rolling this. I think +8. Dirty 20.
Yeah, I'm just seeing something.
Okay.
It hits.
Nice. Okay. Just double check the way that these things work, because it's been a while. I think it still does the regular damage and then bleed.
Yeah. I believe it makes a saving throw to see if it bleeds.
Let me check. Oops. Oh, okay. So the damage is lower here, but there's a chance it'll bleed.
Okay.
It's just a 1d4 on its own, it looks like. I don't think I get to add anything to it. If it's anything other than undead or construct, it loses 2 1d4 hit points at the start of each of its turns. It has to make a DC 12 Wisdom Medicine check.
To get the glass out.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, it hit, and it is. You see it
Just from the 1 damage.
I'd like you to roll a d20, Aiden.
A d20?
Yeah.
13.
Okay. Yeah, it hits, and it begins to. You see, it hits the side of one of its wounds, and you see blood spurt out as it lets out a roar.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wish to do?
In that case, I'm still going to leave Mechagross here with me since it's in the air right now, and I'm just going to take another shot. This time with a regular shot.
Okay.
8. Oh my gosh, there's no way. That just crit.
Another nat 20. All right.
Oh, I don't believe this.
Yo.
We take those.
Let me take those.
We do.
All right.
Get ready for the math.
Yeah, it's the big math. Proficiency is just getting changed now, so it's 8 plus 4. Okay, so the 12 and then the 2d8s. Uh, 21.
All right. Roll a d20 again.
Oh, okay. 4.
Okay. So you see your bolt sail across, and it hits it in the side of the neck, and more. This wasn't the glass bolt, but you just see more of this blue blood just trickle out of the
Oh.
side of its throat.
Blue blood. Okay.
Blue blood.
All right, Sinbad. Or unless Aiden wants to do something else.
No, that'll be everything.
All right.
All right. We're gonna go with the big hand, and we're gonna use the big hand to grapple him and make him fall out of the sky.
Something strange happens, Sinbad. As you begin to cast the spell, nothing happens.
But I still lose the slot.
Yep.
He might like start saying the words, just kind of like gasp and fall over.
This feels very much like counterspell.
Oh, he's got high level slots for that then. Also, a lot of reach on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm too far away from counterspell. Well, that's me. I'm going over here for cover.
All right. Sabrina.
All right. She's gonna say to Sigurd, she's just gonna whisper to him as she kind of runs past him. She's gonna say, if you can't
if you can't reach it, start looking around for Climate or some other spellcaster that's trying to cast spells. Probably hiding in the trees or around a corner or something.
Okay.
Or just use the glasses.
And
Yeah, or just use glasses.
and she's going to kind of go behind this house and she's going to cast Scorching Ray on it.
All right. Make an attack roll. Make an attack roll.
All right. Should be +9 -2. Wait a minute. Yes. No. It's 8 -2, so 6. Okay. 23.
23 hits.
Four fire damage.
All right. Roll a d20.
Two.
Okay. And make your other attacks. You get
Okay.
2 more, right?
Yeah. That one's probably gonna miss. It's an 11, and then here's the next one. 8. That one's gonna miss too.
It kind of deftly dodges out of the way of the other 2.
That's
Uh,
Serena's turn.
the dragon starts rising up higher, and it looks to be going to about an altitude of 100 feet as you see its throat glow with this white energy as kind of this smoke billows out of its maw as it looks down towards the whole city, and you see this large gathering of cold energy just start to coalesce in front of it. It looks to be charging an attack directly at the town.
What?
Right above you. Sigurd.
Okay, that's not gonna... Okay. Sigurd is... Sigurd's gonna shout back at, Yeah, seeing it start to charge something up, Sigurd's gonna shout back to Sabrina, like, no time, get me up there. And he's going to go here. Dang it, because I was gonna do True Sight, but, he's gonna go up here, he's going to cast, or he's not gonna cast, but he's gonna activate Giant Smite.
Alright. So you see
And,
Sigurd grow in height and stature.
yeah. And he's going to ready his action to dash for if someone casts Fly on him.
Alright. At the end of your turn, Sigurd, you see another figure emerge from on top of the house very swiftly, just deftly getting upside the side of the house and doing kind of a flip on top of it. And this figure readies this immaculate looking bow, this green and gold and white bow with an arrow that who can see? Can you have line of sight? Sabrina cannot see, but it's
Sigurd has line of sight.
Yeah, it's knocking this arrow that has this sickly green energy on it, and this Decidueye lets out this breath aiming at the dragon, and then lets loose this arrow as it streaks up, and it hits the dragon right in the chest.
Hi, Bard. Yeah.
Sigurd, since you didn't really do anything, I want you to do this disintegrate damage.
Okay. Disintegrates. That is how much? How many d6s?
It got 15 and it needed 16 to pass, so it'll do 10d6 plus 4d force damage.
Right. $70.
So as this sickly green arrow hits the dragon, it just begins to evaporate into dust as it trickles down on you.
Oh.
Aiden, you recognize this Decidui.
Yep. He's completely stunned and shocked to even see her.
Oh.
Is that
The dragon threat is seemingly over.
What?
Bree kind of
Oh.
peeks out from behind the house
Okay.
and is like,
What was that?
It's gone.
I can see that. I saw that from the other side of the house.
Eli?
Are you sure your glasses might be fogging up your vision?
You saw it too, Sinbad.
I know. He says it anyway. He's more or less trying to get Sigurd to put his glasses on discreetly. Too discreetly, perhaps.
What did you say it was, Aiden?
Eli?
That's what I thought you said. Who's Iwa?
You misheard.
As the crowd sees what has happened and they start cheering.
Right.
As she this Decidui puts this bow on her back and hops down and says, "Whew. Heard you had some trouble here."
Can't believe she's actually here.
Something like that. What happened? We just got back.
She's being kind of crowded by several of the townspeople,
okay.
and they begin just cheering for her and celebrating. It's like, the dragon's dead.
Sinbad's just gonna be like, put on those glasses. That counterspell didn't come from nowhere.
Yeah. Okay.
In this case, Aiden's actually going to end up maybe
He's
pulling
joining.
Linnear's
The,
house.
I already know.
he's getting
trying to
in
get a
on
shot.
Mechacross, joining the mob.
It. Okay.
She's just kind of warding off the townspeople. It's like, it was no problem. It was already injured. Oh. And Sigurd, you're putting on the goggles?
Yeah,
Spectacles?
he's gonna go ahead and put on the spectacles just for a little bit.
Okay.
Just gonna get a look around.
All right. So
He can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
He can't. He obviously can't look all the way up at the salamanders or where it was, where the white dragon was. But he's kind of looking around.
Okay. I want you to do a perception check.
Oh, gladly.
Roll again. Roll again.
Double 20.
A 26.
No
Roll again. I want a shiny.
Okay. No.
Oh, so close.
It'll happen one day.
You noticed as everyone's kind of looking up at the dragon, you see almost a figure go over in the northeastern direction.
Northeastern.
It was
Okay, yeah,
small.
he's small. He's gonna motion to Sabrina and Sinbad and just point in the northeastern direction before he's gonna say to one of them, make sure Retharnatrix is okay before he heads off in that direction.
I'm going with him if she says to Sib. I'm going with him if he's going up against a maid potentially. You make sure Thernatrix is fine.
Yeah, I'll make sure Aiden doesn't get You're probably left at that point, but he
Yeah.
will autograph.
So in the middle of this, as you go to see her, Aiden, she's like, she looks over at, she kind of like has a double take. He's like, haven't I seen you before?
Maybe a bit.
Yeah, you're that kid. I saw you get a few licks on that thing.
It was nothing. I just kind of been out here for a while now.
Well, that's why I'm here too. I've, apparently this was being kept on the lowdown, but some Pokemon who worked here came over back to the mainland, and whispers of a dragon and these lightning creatures reached me, and I thought I'd come here to help.
He's kind of just standing there, definitely grinning, just in the fact that she's here. His local legend is here.
Well, like I said, I saw you shoot it a couple of times before I arrived. I had that arrow specifically made for such an occasion of beasts of that magnitude. And that's when you hear a familiar voice, and you killed it. And that's when you see the gruff stature of Leonidas enter the picture.
It's a good thing Sinbad's not there. He's looking for our pants age.
All right, yeah, you're going back inside the alabaster shop.
Yeah, he's gonna go get Rathonatrix.
All right. Yeah, he's still, as you go through the store, you see Alabaster there. He's like, hey, I hope you're not shoplifting from me.
No, I'm not.
It's all
Yes.
settled. Now, everyone can get back to their positions. Where are my employees, by the way? So there's like no one else in here.
I think they're outside talking to the one who shot the dragon.
Well, I guess I better get them. Don't steal anything. I'm trusting you. Okay, I'm extending it all over it. Okay. As he kind of like he's doing the backwards walk thing and putting like two fingers to his eyes and pointing at you. And you go back downstairs to look for Rathonatrix, and he's there looking like he's kind of lost his bravado and his kind of kindred nature, and he says, Sinbad, my friend, what's going on out there?
Well, the dragon came back, or at least the image of it. We weren't exactly sure, but it's true and gone now. It is dust. If they were able to bring it back, or if it was able to heal from its wounds when we battled it last time, that is not possible anymore.
But it doesn't make sense. I thought I was the dragon. Did I somehow bring it back by coming back here? I don't want to cause any trouble.
That's not possible. You weren't. It came this way when you were not here.
Yes, I just suppose we should be careful. The whole reason I left this town was so this wouldn't happen.
Well, we also know that we found somebody fleeing the scene with true sight, with our true sight, someone who didn't want to be seen, and someone who counterspelled me. I think something strange is afoot. I don't think that was the real thing. It was meant to strike fear, I do believe. But let's go check on Pandora together, shall we?
Yes, yeah, quite. And Sabrina, what were you doing?
She's going with Sigurd. If he's going to be going up against a mage, or at least someone who can cast Counterspell at 5th level, then she kind of wants to make sure he doesn't die.
Okay. So you're running away, you're leaving Aiden behind here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's with his idol, and he's with all the other guys in the crowd.
Okay, you begin heading northeast. Is there anything?
Are there any?
Hmm?
Sorry. Are there any tracks on the ground that we can follow, or is the figure still in sight? Even
It's not in sight, but I'll let you do either a perception or an investigation.
perception, at least on my end.
Do I get to roll as well?
Uh,
Okay, there's a nat 20.
26.
Yeah, you can either do investigation or perception if you're looking to.
I'll just follow. Okay, fine, I'll do it. No, not table flip. 20 plus 6.
Table flip.
15.
Go.
All right. So what you notice, Sigurd, is you don't see anything, but it's strange. You saw this creature go this way, but there are no tracks. The snow is fresh as fresh can be. Like, you only see your tracks heading in this direction.
That's all I notice.
And you also find a few, like a scattering of droplets in the snow with that roll.
A scattering of droplets.
Like a scattering of several different, just, it looks like several like pieces of something are in the snow. Like, you see the small holes in places.
What? Okay, no. Okay, so sorry. It's like
It's like a bunch of little tiny things inside the snow, the fresh snow.
So like water had dripped into the hole.
Yeah, it's kind of
into the
like
snow and made
water.
holes.
Yeah.
dripping. Okay. Sigurd's gonna try and pick one of them up.
As
One of
you
those.
go down into it, you reach down and it is a shard of glass.
Is there any more?
Yes, there's several shards of glass.
Are they or are they leading in like a trail anywhere? Are they trailing off
No, it's just in the snow.
in the snow? Hey Sabrina, what do you need to locate a creature?
A spell scroll that I have
Well-
but would like to put into my book.
What do you need to cast the spell on a creature?
Let's see here. I need to study the spell a bit more. I don't exactly have it in my spell book.
Out of character, I need to look it up.
Locate creature.
I think you just name the creature and
A name. Describe a name.
Describe
Describe
a
or a
name.
name. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is familiar to you.
Damn it.
yeah.
They probably had water walk on them or something of something of that sort.
What do you have there?
Glass.
Would Sabrina know if glass in any capacity is used for like a teleportation spell or something like that?
Do a check using your proficiency from glass blowing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So we'll make it a intelligence and add your proficiency.
Okay, D20 plus 6. 25.
You pick up the shards of glass and you begin to inspect them. And these glass shards look like those of the ones you've worked with. To see from the stains that are on it.
Is there any blue blood on it?
It doesn't look like it.
I worked on?
So she's actually handled this glass before.
Yeah, it's the same kind of glass. It's the same material.
This is
Okay.
from. Do you think this is from the arrow?
Hard to tell. All I know is that I've worked with it before. It's the same type of glass.
Okay. Is there any way we can find them? Because they were obviously doing something. And
She's gonna
You have to
collect
do with
all of the bits that fell in the snow, and she's gonna see if she can piece them together.
It might be pretty hard because there's quite
Okay.
a few, and it's cold.
Okay, I didn't know how many.
Yeah.
there
Are there
were.
any? There's no other like signs of movement or anything out here.
No, you don't see anything else.
She sighs and says,
Oh, it looks like... I'm gonna have to save that one for Pandora. Looks like the trail's gone cold.
Huh.
So, I guess
Literally.
yeah, let's go back.
Yeah. Let's. Yeah. Let's. Yeah.
"Okay, we're heading back."
All right. So meanwhile, back at the crowd, you see Leonidas and approach you. You know, I had word that your team killed that thing, boy. Then what was that?
It was a like dragon, but it. I don't know. I don't know why we'd be seeing one of those again, or let alone the one that we dealt with.
And he looks to the Decidui, and you killed it. Was that really necessary? And she kind of stands up and goes in front of you, Aiden. And she says, yes, it was necessary. You saw what it did. She points over to, like, one of the buildings that has, like, that's just frozen over. I've heard what you've been doing. Are you willing to let this town fall to that thing? Just for some moral obligation to protect it? Yeah, I've heard what you've been doing. So stay out of it. Leave him alone. And he says, I've heard about you. You won't last a second here. He just turns around and goes back up to his base camp in a huff. He been giving you trouble?
Not normally like this, but he's been. Well, I assume you already know then the group abolition.
Oh, yes, I'm well aware of them. Yeah, I had respect for them until I've heard of what they've been doing here. You know, it's... Maybe this... I heard last time we weren't so lucky and there were actually casualties. Are they willing to let this happen again?
They certainly seem to want to protect any of those kinds of feral Pokemon for the most part. I don't know if that means. You know, we worked with one of their escorts before, and they just seem to want to make sure everyone else stays safe, and that means everyone. But
I apologize. I shouldn't drag you into, you know, pretty much politics.
we've actually had to see a lot of that here.
Yes, and part of me wonders why you're doing this. Aren't you a little young to be here doing this?
Well, I came here with my father, and
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know, I was out doing stuff. Well, I couldn't say to this extent when I was your age, but you know, you got to get out there, and there's no real time to know when you're ready, right?
I guess.
Well, what do you say we get a good bite to eat? Actually, after a good old dragon slaying, we should commemorate this. I hope We can fix the infrastructure it ruined. And she looks over to the places where it's like caked over and just this thick coat of ice.
Yeah.
I got it, but I think it was because of your help. And she just kind of winks at you.
Sorry. I love phone alarms.
Need to turn that thing off.
I really
No,
do.
that was just the sound effect of her wink. What are you talking about?
That was the music cue for when Aiden's eyes start sparkling like
Yeah.
she called.
Oh my gosh.
The sparkly anime background. All right, so at this point, I'll say you've kind of Sabrina and Sigurd are coming back while Rothernatrix and Sinbad are emerging from the alabaster shop.
Right. Oh, okay. You two are okay?
I'm going to assume that it got away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't leave any tracks. It left
Well, it
some
did.
glass behind. It left some glass behind, but no footprints or anything like that.
It left glass?
Yeah, it's really similar to the glass that I used to make my little trinkets over at Gunther's place.
Are you sure it wasn't just Aiden's bolt?
I think it was probably Aiden's bolt.
Aiden shot the dragon when it was over there,
And she points and she says,
and we were over there quite some distance.
Yeah.
We know that it was magic. I don't even think that thing was real.
No. Oh,
Considering we're dealing with something that can counterspell a 5th level spell, then yeah, it's obviously something's not right here.
Sigurd's gonna look over to Rothernatrix. Are they doing all right?
He's kind of doing that thing where he's kind of like has his arms crossed,
Oh,
shivering.
True Sight is on.
Oh yeah, so you see a dragon.
Yeah.
Nervous-looking silver-colored Salamence that looks very similar to the one you saw flying in the sky.
Hey, no. Yeah, no, this wasn't Cryofang. But he kind of like looks at the glass in his hand again. Is like, yeah, that whatever that was either an illusion or like something of that sort. Whatever. Well, yeah, whatever.
I don't know
Yeah,
if it was an
never got
illusion.
hit by them. Are you sure?
I mean,
Well, if it was
could
an
have
illusion,
been
it wouldn't have left anything behind, and well, we have something it left behind.
could have been a conjuration of some kind with an illusion placed over it.
Right. But anyway, thanks for the assist, Mrs. Or Miss,
Ela. Call me Ela.
Ela. Thank you. You made
Oh,
that
is
a whole
she
lot
over
easier.
here? Okay.
I thought she was far
Yeah,
away.
yeah, I thought she was far away too, but I'll assume she's far away. She's kind of over.
I just kind of assumed we kind of were walking towards her while we
Yeah.
were talking.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll say there for the sake of convenience, you meet over.
Okay,
Aiden.
sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, Aiden's kind of talking. She says, "Well, why don't we get a bite to eat?" And as you go over, she introduces herself.
Yeah, greetings. Did you notice anything weird about that dragon? Well, the dragon. It wasn't here for that long, but
Well, I came here as soon as I could, but it was injured. I thought I thought Aiden here was the one who was dealing damage to it.
Yeah, we found the glass shards that they found the glass shards from that attack across town.
well, out of town, but
And we know that it wasn't alone.
Hmm.
Something was backing it up, something with magic. Something with very powerful magic.
sounds like the MDRA. If I've heard they're actually funding the store. Do you think it perhaps came from there?
No,
I
the
doubt
store.
it. They were.
The store was completely. Well, I mean,
The
it was
store
empty.
was empty, and they were panicking before we got here. Apologies, I never introduced myself either. Name's Sigurd.
Sabrina.
Yeah, I'm Sinbad.
A pleasure to meet you. Are you friends with Aiden here?
Yeah.
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 Well, perhaps, like I said before, I'm friggin' starving. Why don't we go get something to eat? Talk over dinner.
Works for me.
I suppose.
Or a midnight snack. It is quite late.
Yeah. Well, my friend and I will be along soon. I just want to make sure that we check the state of our house.
Yeah, we should do that actually.
You're actually pretty close to it. You notice yours wasn't hitting the ice blast, but you see a few houses kind of caked over with like a thick sheet of ice, very reminiscent to what happened last time.
All right, we're
Hmm.
gonna go to the door, I guess. Sinbad's probably gonna open it and just accept whatever Pandora may have done to it.
Oh, okay.
right.
Sigurd's gonna follow.
So you bidding Ela do then? She kind of goes
Um,
off to eat.
I mean, it seems like
Sigurd's gonna give them a wave goodbye, but just kind of give him a final once over before leaving.
All right.
Is there anything off about her?
What are you looking for in particular? Like her demeanor or something on her?
As much as I'd like to say something on her, he's clocking her demeanor.
All right. Do an insight check.
Okay. 12.
Okay. You see before you someone. She looks fairly confident. She kind of gives the air of just she doesn't even know the translation of the word doubt, or knows the meaning of the word doubt. She seems very friendly and cordial to everyone she talks to, even though she might seem maybe a little condescending sometimes, but you can tell it doesn't come from a place of malice or rudeness. It's just someone who could walk the walk and talk the talk. And yes, you're looking at True Sight, and I'll say that's still active, and it's still a Decidui you see before you.
Oh yeah, I didn't doubt it was anything but.
You mean a Dragonite?
No,
what?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were at the house already. Sorry, I've been multitasking here, trying to get notes in, and I just kind of missed something.
No, I gave
Ela.
Ela a final
Okay.
once over before
Okay.
going into the house.
Oh, I remember you saying that now. I'm sorry.
Okay. And so you're all going back to the house? All four of you? 5 of you?
I don't know. Are we?
Yeah,
The big question is Aiden?
Sigurd's going back to the house.
Yeah, it was like Sinbad was. I thought that was just me and Sigurd.
Ice, is Aiden going?
He's
He's,
dog.
no, he might actually be going just to actually, get a chance to talk to Ela, but as awkward as that's going to end up.
She
No,
kind of
it'll be
has an
funny.
entourage abducted her too, so she's kind
here.
of, if you're yeah, okay, so you're gonna go to like the
Aiden
the
is with
feast.
the entourage.
All right, so going to your house with Rethurnatrix, who still looks kind of nervous, like looking around at the skies. You arrive at your door.
All right, and Sinbad's just gonna throw the door open, and whatever happens, happens.
Sigurd's gonna like put a hand on Rethernatrix's shoulder, be like, "Wait."
So as soon as you open the door, you see a Pikachu holding up her hands, being held at knife point by a Nidorino. It's like, now don't do anything, or the dragon gets it.
Is this what Sigurd sees?
Is this what Sigurd sees?
You see nothing, Sigurd. And Rethernatrix says, "That's an illusion."
Oh.
Oh, why'd you spoil it? This is... I mean, it's...
Oh yeah, he sees the dragon with the hands up.
You know, this was my chance to get them, and they actually found you. Like, Doi, just let me have my fun. Oh, it's good to see you, Pandora. As he kind of like looks back outside.
Into the house. Hang on. We'll talk about it in a sec.
Yeah, let's get inside the house first before we really talk about anything.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, shut the door.
All right, door is shut. Doors
is the thing on? Is the ward on the door?
It is now.
Okay. Whatever that was not a dragon. Was not Cryo Fang. Was not you. That wasn't your fault.
Yeah, there's some sort of foul play going on here.
Whatever.
You know, just for the record, I heard the screaming outside, but you told me to protect your room, in which I did. I did not leave, and I don't think I would have been a match. No, not just saying I would probably be a match later, but for now, I tried to stay safe.
No,
That's
yeah,
fine. That's fine. I don't think anyone got hurt. Anyways.
You did the right thing.
No, but he's gonna look to Rethernatrix. Whatever that was not your fault.
Yeah, what's gotten you? I thought you'd be a little more happier to see me. Usually you'd be talking my ear off. And was that really your disguise? Why aren't you wearing any clothes? Oh, it was kind of hot, and you know, I thought it was just a fashion statement, and they were quite itchy, so I had to take them off. Well,
Is there any chance you could, like, illusion some clothes up for yourself? I mean, you're an illusion right now.
The clothing is, I could, but it just feels wrong, you know?
Right.
I guess I can understand that. It took some getting used to having to wear all of this warm clothing, being a fire type.
Yes. The Silver Great Worm and Copper Great Worm have finally been reunited. Yeah. I guess I missed you a little bit, but yeah, it's these four. I guess we have to thank for it. Well, of course we have them to thank for it. They brought me out here. Did you see the evil dragon? No, I just explained to you I did not go outside. Heard the screaming though.
Things were okay while you were while we were gone, right? Or well, aside from that.
No, none of your little friend that you know, at first I wanted to meet her, but she kind of made a fool out of me and impersonated me. That was a terrible illusion of me. I mean, hey, where's the kid? Do you think we could still get him with the trick?
He's talking to someone?
As far as I can tell, some sort of idol of his.
Yeah.
You think that was an idol?
Well, not a literal idol, just someone he, has a great appreciation for, someone he looks up to.
Right.
Well, I've got someone better for him to look up to. She kind of like posturates.
He was about to say, is the answer you?
Of course. I think, well, at my full potential, I can do anything better than anyone out there could. Just you wait and see. There's three left. I mean, you got old Wrath back, so why don't we get moving and getting the other three? Wait. There was a dragon out there? An evil dragon?
Sort of, but sort of not.
We
I don't think it actually was.
we
So-
don't think it was. We think it was an illusion meant to scare the town of Cryofang.
So you don't think Alderion or Thor or
It
Elith-
was a white dragon, but similar to the dragon that, well, he kind of we killed and seemed to have freed Returnatrix with. But I don't think it was the same. I think it was a copy.
It's hard to
It-
tell. The body was completely disintegrated, so we can't really take any samples to see if it was like some sort of undead version of it or what it was.
Or
Like
if it was the dragon at all.
like I said, he pulls out the glass and says, "This was Aiden shot at it with a glass arrow, and when the thing was defeated by Ela, we saw a figure run off to the northeast. Farther into the farther outside of this town, we found shards of that same glass. So whatever was pretending to be that thing, I think, well, whatever was pretending to be, kind of glances at Returnatrix, Cryo Fang. I think they got hurt by the arrow.
You're saying it's this cryofang thing, but didn't you like butcher that thing and make armor out of it?
Yes.
Unfortunately, at least the make armor out of it part.
Well, I think it deserved it. Well, it just seemed a little harsh, but if it was evil,
It was rather morbid, but I suppose it helped us find you.
Yes, that leads us to our next bit of business. As much as I'd love to catch up with you, Wrath, we need to find the other three, and I believe you do have a lead on one of them.
What?
Well,
Yes, we do.
potentially two.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I suspect Thor is behind the goings on of these Heliolisk elementals of the electric variety going around and stealing things to build up his horde.
Possibly, but after we saw Krya, do you think it could have not been Vorgoth?
Vorgoth,
I mean, those are the same types of elementals as we saw Vorgoth employ against us,
you mean
right?
Fulgur?
Oh, Vorgoth. How did I get
Yeah, I was
that
like-
mixed up?
I was like,
Oh my
Vorgoth
god.
was the red dragon.
Oh my god. How did I get that mixed up?
Because-
Vulgar, yes.
Fulgur, we
Fulgur.
just confirmed, isn't me.
We confirmed Nero isn't, but maybe Vulgar as well.
It's both. Krya said it was both.
Right. She did.
Well, I did find it peculiar how a Pokemon of your nature could use powers like that, and I guess that lines up.
So either Fulgur's casting magic through me, or it's Thor.
Well, our friend Thor would never do anything nefarious like that. He's a bringer of justice, and
Yeah,
Well,
Sinbad.
Of
Well,
course
Sinbad
not, but
His
The-
counterpart.
the counterpart.
oh yes.
We suspect he'd be off in the east somewhere. However, it would probably be best to try to find Alderion last, because we know where he is, and we
Are you
also know
kidding?
that he doesn't have a pre-established lair. Due to that fact, he will be the easiest to take down when he's at his most powerful if we can choose the location in which we fight him.
I will say it is in draconic nature to find abodes fitting of the element we are tuned to.
That's true, but do we know of any place particularly attuned to lightning on this continent?
Well, your friend right there just mentioned one. But, that seems like a big problem, because if these things are tied to us, and they are, in turn, the great worms too, it committed taboo by crossing into another plane. And untold things might happen if that is the case.
Right. I should also mention that the mirror we found was definitely one to the storm plane, not to the fire or ice plane. When I destroyed it, I'm guessing it reformed itself, or perhaps that the other side of it was the mirror that I destroyed, and they two were linked together.
It's likely the latter in that case.
So you're saying we may need to go through that mirror that Professor Takas is investigating?
No, because we've already dealt with that plane. I'm not really looking forward to talk to Fulgur.
But you see, that might be where.
You think Thor might be on that side of the...
Yes.
How would he even cross in through one of those mirrors, though? They're not big enough for...
It's a magic mirror.
Well,
I suppose.
Oh, well, they also might be imbued with the abilities we have to disguise ourselves. But I'm just throwing out theories here. Of course, I don't know if they actually went in there.
Right.
It worries
Assuming-
me if he did.
Assuming he did, it could be a long time before we're able to get in there. Those meteorites of that size don't just show up. So I think we should actually go get Alderion. We
What do you
don't have
think
to
we...
fight him. We just need to go get him.
How do we
have
do
to
that?
kill him. The end goal is to kill him. Even if we don't break him out immediately, we still have to kill him.
No, I think I get what she's saying. It's probably better to not fight
Well, it's as you said, Sib. He doesn't
it
have a
in the
lair. So if we just hold on to him, then again, he is the wisest of the great worms. He could have a whole lot of information that could really help us.
Yes.
I don't like it when you make sense.
You know, I was thinking, what if you got help from your little friend to break in there?
We'd have to get her another one of the seals is the problem.
You don't know. I mean, you don't necessarily know that. She could try and bargain something else.
Is literally the only thing that she's been gunning for ever since we got here. Every request has been centered around it.
I would say
suppose
that
that's fair.
Aiden and I are relatively good at sneaking around, but the problem is that sword.
Yeah, it's not here right now. Conveniently.
I know it's not here right. Yeah. It may not be here
Right.
right now, but if we try to sneak around, it is going to make a big deal out of it.
I mean,
Right.
I mean, I guess he could
But
just leave it
what-
behind, but it would never let him hear the end of it.
So you suggest that we break into the abolition's base of operations and try and find,
Where they
well,
keep
Alderion's
Yes.
seal?
we can't just do that. You know, doing that will make them openly declare war against us. That's why I want to do it last, so that way we can
You
be
think-
on our way towards the Great Worm's sanctum, do the
Let me ask
ritual.
you a question, Sib. Do you think I care?
You can't just have a faction declare war on you.
Okay.
What are they going to
we're-
do? What are they going to do? Kill me?
Yes.
First of all, yes. Second of all, regardless of that, regardless of that, how are we supposed to break in there in the first place? I'm sure that place is. I mean, it's a faction base. I mean, I don't know how much.
What do we know about abolition? Well, for one thing, they are hypocrites. Another thing, they're dirt poor.
So we buy our way in.
Well,
No, what I'm
Oh,
saying is
I-
they probably don't have as good a defenses as any of the other factions here. Well, barring the Great Worms, but they're kind of a special situation.
If they have even one more of those things, we are in big trouble.
well,
Because that is a
that's
very
true.
good defense system.
right at the get-go, I should tell you guys, don't do something stupid like go up and ask them.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, we're not.
We'd have to, get Aiden to understand that maybe, but
No,
I don't think
not
any of
Aiden.
us are going to do that.
It's the sword we have to get on board with
If
that.
we have to steal it, and I know how you might not like that, Wrath, but it's for the greater good. Well, if it's for the greater good, then I suppose, but, are you sure we can't just go up and ask?
No.
They are very set.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't
Yeah.
advise it unless you're keen on telling them that you're a great worm, proving that to them, and then somehow convincing them that it is okay to kill this thing, which they are not going to want to do. Which is why I say, what are they going to do? Kill me? Because they don't kill any Pokemon, remember?
Oh, yeah, because them declaring war against the Expedition Society and Hallowed Flames was definitely not an act of murder.
Well, that's why I just was just suggesting maybe you should get help from Queenie.
You do understand what that's going to cost us, right?
Yeah, but...
Well, we don't. We don't know what's going to cost us.
You see,
We
A
haven't.
lot.
the way I see
It
it is,
probably.
if you can get someone else to do dirty work,
Oh.
then you go for it.
Oh shoot!
I mean,
It is hailing hard outside.
Look, I'll be
unfortunate.
frank. I'll be frank with you, Pandora. I hate her, and I want nothing to do with her.
But at the same time, they already going after her. If she takes it, that's just on her brand. Keeps the heat off of us. And I do not want to spend my time trying to fight Leonidas and the Fire Curse, because we all know that he's far more keen on fighting us than the Fire Curse.
Though it also gives her more dirt on us.
Oh, she's got plenty already.
I'm aware, but and once we get it, where do we go to? I suppose we could go back to perhaps the island where we found the white dragon.
Or we could try to just pop him open underwater.
I
It is freezing cold out here. We could find like one of those lakes of some kind.
That's true. I suppose, but I don't know if that would really do him in.
I don't
Probably
think
not,
so,
but it'd do
but it would
something.
weaken him. It would help us.
If you have a
Also, sorry.
Oh, go on, Ed.
It also, given the last fight we had with him, I don't think giving him a lot of open air is a good idea.
Yes, if you can get a dragon in an unideal environment that would work in your nature, it baffles.
Spellbook, Cavebook would probably work pretty well if there was an open enough space there.
Did we want to destroy the cave, though? That would
Yeah.
probably destroy the cave.
That was a very nice cave. I wouldn't want it to be destroyed.
All right.
There
Well,
was
let's
the
not
other
get ahead of
cave.
ourselves.
There was
Regardless.
the cave with Bear Tick.
Oh, that's true. There was that one.
There are still Beartic in there.
All right. If
There's
the
still a lot of
beartics
Pokemon in
aren't
there.
still in there.
I think most of them are.
Well, we saw Beartic. Wait, did we? Or is that just
We took care of them when we
Gibraltar?
first got here. We're all like exponentially more powerful than when we got here. I think we can take care of them.
We could take care of them again, but I wouldn't want to bring a
Who
dragon into their cave.
Oh, that was Gibraltar, so we don't know about that. And
Regardless,
yeah,
yeah, this is getting ahead of ourselves. We need to. You think we should go try and you think we should go try and sneak into Abolition's base and, well, steal the seal?
Well, yeah. Well, the only reason I'm pitching this whole queen thing is because you're loud. Apparently, that kid found some sword that tells the truth. He's impulsive, and
Fortunately,
I think you're the only one who might do it optimally, but even then... Unless you know some other better way, I'm just pointing out that...
none of us are exactly stealthy. Aside from Aiden, but that sword might cause problems if he keeps it on him. Something like that, at least. But
I am inclined to agree with Pandora for the methods of getting the ball, or just trying to find Thor.
Or yeah, you can do that one. You can somehow get through that mirror, and if he really is there, maybe you could...
If he is there, he may... We've been there before, but...
Now is the optimal time to find Alderion. The Abolition is already preoccupied with trying to sabotage what the Expedition Society and the Hallowed Flames are doing.
Maybe we could do both. If Queen's getting the ball for us. We could be looking for meteorite chunks in the same time frame.
Bree looks really pouty.
Perhaps.
It's okay. I will talk to her. You don't have to.
I don't want working with Queen. Sounds
Well, don't put it
not
like that.
fun.
Put it like she's doing the dirty work for us.
Employing her.
Yeah.
And how well do you think it'll go if the sword finds out about that? If anyone else finds out about that?
Well, it's
So many
very
things can go
simple. If
wrong.
the sword finds out we worked with Queen, we just say we had a business arrangement. That's not a lie.
So what? You're just saying we send the Queen in and just that's it?
Yeah. Well, I suppose in the meantime we'd probably be doing something for her rather than getting meteorite chunks, but...
Exactly. She's going to want us to do something for her.
I mean, what are we more suited to? Breaking into an ancient ruin and taking a seal, or breaking into Abolition and potentially having them come in here and try to blow up our house?
We could always ask them. We could always ask Queen. Try and see what the deal would be. Telling her what we're planning on doing is probably a bad idea, but still.
Isn't there also farther into the continent, too, you could possibly go?
Yeah, we haven't checked out there yet. No one's gone beyond there because there's a wall.
Because we have a lead on Alderion. Well, we know exactly where he is, and we have the lead on Thor. Well, we have no idea where Eslith is.
He
Yeah.
was the brass dragon?
Oh, she's Mercury.
Mercury.
I'm like, I don't know what a Mercury dragon is unless it's the really creepy one that's made of 50 billion eyeballs.
What? Huh. Well, what kind of conditions do they favor?
I believe she used poison.
Poison. So maybe conditions similar to those you prefer?
Well, as morbid as it is, I have quite an affinity for acid. And well, the black dragon I was, it did that too, very maliciously, in fact. It was actually pretty grotesque. It melted people into puddles.
Ah. Oh. That is indeed morbid. Oh. What? So, do we go and try and get Aldurion? Or do we go try and search for the other two?
Well, I'm kind of outvoted here. It sounds like Alderion's going to be done by someone else.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, we'll pitch the
The idea?
arrangement. Yeah, what would it take to steal a very important artifact from one of the factions?
Oh, she does. She knows it's not an artifact. She knows exactly what it is.
Well, we don't want to specify which faction and which device. So that way, when she tells us the price,
She
we
probably
don't have to
already
let
knows.
her know what we're doing.
She probably already knows, but fair enough.
Hmm.
All right. Do you want me to prepare sending to let her know that you want to talk to her?
Let's do that another time.
Are you
For now, we
sure?
should probably.
We might want to do it now while the sword's not here.
The sword.
She pulls out her meteor focus and starts putting sending into it.
Right. So while you're sort of ritual casting,
Yeah.
we'll cut to Aiden. Are you there?
Yeah.
All right. So you're taken over to the harbor where the tables are loaded with fresh fish and fruits for those vegetarian Pokemon, and Ela just invites you to sit next to her.
I'll do so.
All right. She's like, okay, calm down, everyone, calm down. As much as I did, and yeah, that arrow was pretty expensive, and I probably have to replace it, I think a big round of applause goes to Aiden here. One brave enough to shoot at it. They kind of look at you for a second, and they just begin cheering.
Probably just shrinks in the scene a little bit over all the attention.
She kind of hoists you up a little. Don't be modest. Don't be modest. Bask in it.
I'm only going to put one shot into it. Well, two, but
If I'm a little disappointed in you, you did not use me to slay the beast.
I wasn't in range.
You should have tried harder. Are you okay?
I mean, he wouldn't have said it aloud.
Yeah, you kind of went maybe silent for a second.
I'm fine. wasn't expecting all this tension.
Yeah, that's a nice looking sword you have.
Yeah, I ended up finding it while we were out in the continent.
Hmm. Does it have any sort of properties to it?
It's,
You know, it looks like those. It looks like the ones those. What are their names? The religious ones. The Hallowed
the
Flames.
yeah,
Yeah.
those guys. I mean, it's kind of similar. It's well, it's definitely very magical from what I've been able to use it. Just definitely special though.
Hmm. So what's it do? Does it?
Well, have you ever really encountered items and like bows or other swords or stuff that talks to you? Because it's
I much don't like those kinds. It's well, you know me. I like to do things alone, and I've heard of rings and bracelets and yes, weapons like that speak to you, and those aren't just for me. So I wanted to maybe see it, but if it does that, I don't really want to.
yeah, it can be pretty loud.
No, you do you tolerate it, or do you?
So far, I mean, yeah, no, we
You do not tolerate the truth. You bask in the truth.
maybe as soon as the Avenger starts speaking, you just see Aiden flinch. Yeah,
So, what are you doing here? I'm kind of. I thought I'd offer my services here. There's a lot of troubles going on here.
well, I kind of showed up actually because my dad was here as part of some work since he actually runs the forge over the docks, and
Old Gunther, eh?
mm-hmm, yeah, that'd be him. And from there, well, Dad told me a whole story about how he and a bunch of three others, the other Pokemon you met, they actually ended up helping out one of the Pokemon that was here, and I guess word got around, and we got invited, and he brought me.
You see, there's actually another reason I'm here too. Is I heard among the beasts attacking the town. I've heard whispers of this queen character.
Yeah, she's definitely been in a bit of trouble.
I've heard about her on the mainland before. Just I've kind of waved it off as just some overblown outlaw, but I've heard she's causing a lot of problems here.
That's kind of an understatement, since she directly threatened the town once.
I think someone needs to put a stop to her. And that's part of the reason I'm here. I've decided to make her my next target.
Well, a lot of the Pokemon around here have actually been trying to figure out where she even is and stuff, but she's very sneaky about it. In fact, I don't think any of us even know who she really is.
Yeah, coward. Well, I believe in karma, and I think whoever she is will feel it all well soon. You don't? Do you know where she? I've heard she's in the ruins, but have you gotten any more leads on her?
Well, mean, we've been down to the ruins before, and I don't know if it was ever actually her, because things didn't exactly go well down there. And then I don't even know if you were at the ruins when we supposedly saw her. But with everything that happened, we didn't even get the chance to really do anything.
Well, I just think as soon as we can take her out of the picture, the better. Just causes nothing but trouble. As much as I don't like abolition, I'm not one for the Expedition Society. I never worked with religion. I think taking her out of the picture for all these groups is the best course of action. They don't seem to be focused on that, but... Oh, that's why I'm stepping in.
To be fair, all of the groups out here are kind of doing their own thing, trying to figure out the fire curse and some of their own things. It's I'm not actually sure how many are actually going for the fire curse.
Yeah, noble causes. Well, one is just resorting to banditry, and I just think it's just a wrench in everyone's plans.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just asking if you know anything about her that might help us, or me.
Actually finding her, he does take a moment to sort of actually like think over anything that might actually help find her. I mean, I know that she doesn't really do her own work. It's just kind of like working from the shadows, so I don't think she ever really gets her own hands dirty.
Like I said, coward. Well, it looks like I got work ahead of me. But yeah, just eat, have some fun for the night. Don't worry, I'll have your back if that big old grump hassles you again.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't mention it, Naden. And if you have nothing else to talk to her about, she kind of mingles with others, and you kind of eat a bit of the night away.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to go back to the house.
I imagine after he's probably socialed out, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll say the group is still kind of in the... You're kind of eating away the night while they're still doing whatever they're doing. So, what are you guys doing?
Oh, I meant more in the sense that Aiden probably would have left at some point, given that like that many people being there.
Would you have left right away, or?
A bit after he ate.
Okay, yeah. All right. But like way more than 10 minutes. So we'll go back to the room where you finish up your spell, Sabrina.
All right. And she will cast Sending to the Queen and say, hang on, I should have been thinking about this while you were talking to Aiden.
Oops.
We need a liaison to discuss an arrangement.
Your sending spell does not reach anyone.
She just kind of throws her head back and groans.
Did it not work?
No, it didn't.
How was it? Wasn't the ward, was it?
Remember, she said that our contact should be Snot.
Fine. Give me another 10 minutes.
You sit by another...
Can I cast it?
Yeah. Are you ritual cast? Is it a ritual?
No. I assume that's just, like, she's putting it in, like, the wand, right?
I don't know. I've never had someone else try to cast the spell that's in it before. I don't know if it works like one of the rings the MDRA has.
Well, while they're doing that, is there any Is there any way that would have failed? I thought it, I mean, it seems to have worked most of the time except with her.
Well, Queen probably isn't her actual name, therefore probably won't reach her.
But
The
you're
parameters
familiar with
are a creature that you are familiar.
I guess
you're
it depends on your
familiar.
definition of. I guess it depends on your definition of familiar, and the player and the DM have different definitions. So
And creature.
something to remember.
It says that you have to be familiar with them. I mean, we've spoken to her, unless she also speaks through a proxy. But even then, we'd at least be familiar with the person we're speaking to.
I
Would we not?
mean,
I'm not going to argue with the DM.
No, I'm saying this in character.
Oh. Bree just kind of shrugs. She's more focusing on putting the next sending spell into the thing.
There's nothing else that would have caused them to not.
It could be that
But-
she's in another dimension, but I strongly suspect that isn't the case considering it's failed twice consecutively when trying to reach her. The probability of that happening is exceedingly small.
All right. Yeah, I guess another 10 minutes pass.
Yeah.
Alright. And you're contacting Snot?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, and yeah, you get a hold of him. It makes contact with someone.
All right.
Snot, meet us at our house. We need to talk.
Okay, yeah, I am, well, I'm sort of in the ruins right now.
Alright, well, get here as fast as... Oh, she can't respond.
Uh,
It'll
Okay.
be a while.
Alright.
sure, just asked him to get someone else to get in contact with us.
As you say that, it says, "Oh, you contacted him. Don't worry, we're not restricted by 25 words. Think to your heart's content, but I can only talk with you at the moment."
Bree
What?
just Bree like visibly cringes when everyone everyone else sees her do that. And
should I go outside
Uh,
so she can talk to me instead?
she's gonna think in her head,
Just talk to Sinbad.
Okay. Here I thought you were the leader. Let's go over to him then.
Spare me.
Well, nice to talk to you, Sinbad.
Yeah, so we were thinking of making a deal with you. There is
Ooh.
one of the factions has something that we want, and they are guarding it closely, but we don't want to risk the heat that it would take to get it ourselves. So I wanted to see what the price of such an arrangement might be from you.
Well, that's something I can certainly do. You want to do something, don't want to get your hands dirty. That's, a service I can indeed provide. I'm in kind of the market for those, seals. You wouldn't have, by chance, know where one is. Oh, yes, the Hallowed Flames have one.
I was hoping you would have had one that we could have just robbed from a ruin.
Okay, fair. You don't want to steal from the goody two-shoes who will smite you into the ground. I understand. Let's see, what do I want? Well, there is another seal somewhere, which I'm not aware of where it is. I have a good idea who might have it. And it was funny because I think those ice cultists have it. You asked me where they were, and here I am going to send you there.
Well, we were planning on going that direction anyway, so I suppose if we go that way, get this, and we get the seal, then we'll have an arrangement.
I'll say yes, yes, yes. But you see, it's hard to trust people, so I will indeed be sending Isaac with you. And your old friend Robin, I believe you're acquainted with her. I believe she said she had such good words about you for it. I'd like to make a little reunion, perhaps.
Well, when we set out for that destination, we will make sure to get the team together then.
Actually, on second thought, you're probably just going to kill her. So I'm probably going to send her in the team to go to Abolition. I'll send Isaac with you to make sure you don't hide the fact you find such a thing. But I want the seal that they might hold. And I'll be sending Isaac with you to make sure you don't fib or lie. And I'll be watching anyway. But if you do that, you have a deal. I'll get whatever you need from Abolition's quarters.
I didn't say anything about abolition.
Yeah, I know, but that's why you're calling me.
Sinbad just kind of smiles and, well, eventually I hope to find something that you don't inherently know that we want. But fair enough.
Okay.
Sounds fair to me.
I'll be honest, I don't know what you want, but your sister particularly seems quite interested in Abolition with that little juicy tidbit I dropped, and I figured it was them. So what is it you exactly want from them?
Well, for leverage's sake, we will discuss the details after we give you the seal. I'm sure that you'll be able to guess it relatively soon, but...
Well, you see, I'm kind of an in-the-moment kind of person, and I'd rather go secure it right now than wait.
This is probably the part where Sinbad, visibly frowns.
What's she saying?
What's going on?
Well, the good news is she says that the seal that she wants is with Nero's cohort, and we needed to go that direction anyway, and she'd bring that Garchomp with us to do so. However, she wants to get her insurance straight away, and so she wants to know what she's going to be picking up in the meantime. So essentially, if we make this deal, she will get it while we're getting this. So if things go through, we will not have it at all.
Let me sweeten
Bree
the
looks
pot.
very angry for a moment, but then she says,
Just tell her we want the thing, whatever it is, and try to see if you can get that information I wanted. Especially
Tell her
since...
not-
Sigurd, let me finish.
Okay.
Especially since she apparently could have just was going to give us this information anyway. You know, the information you asked for.
Let me sweeten the pot a little, Sinbad. You see, it was quite easy to track these ice cultists for the longest time, but as of a few weeks ago, whenever they go into their stronghold, I am not able to scry on them. Why do you think that would be?
Well, I imagine that Nero finally caught on.
Not Nero. No, not Nero. What it tells me is someone proficient in warding joined them. And who do you think that would be?
Climate?
Bingo.
Well, he does like working on living bodies, and Nero is also into that business.
Exactly, and I know he is scrying on your sister, and perhaps that's something you want to deal with.
Oh, I thought he was scrying on me. Or does he? Or wait, no, that was conjuration magic. I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, that was me. That was that was instant summons I put on the bag of holding. It's an invisible mark. It's on the one I currently gave you right now too.
Yeah, after it teleported, I figured that was the case.
Yeah. You can't dispel it either. You need to use it on the sapphire I have casted it on, so don't even try doing that.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to keep your things yours.
Exactly. Well, I'm giving it to you. It's just in case you put something in that bag and forget about it, or while you're asleep or something, I could appropriate it.
Yeah, if you want 2,000 decks of cards, feel free to warp it back for a weekend.
No, I left those in there for a reason. So
If you're gonna tell her about it, just tell her not to activate it. I mean, it's her funeral if she does it, but...
All right,
No,
well...
it's not her funeral, it's whoever she sends.
That's true.
Well, I suppose, since I think this is our best option, the target item is a small ball with yellow stripes on it, black top. It was used to capture the red dragon. So you should be able to find a powerful creature inside of it. I don't know if they have more of these things lying around, but we want that one in particular.
Okay, well, thanks you for telling me that. I won't send the usual stooges if there's something like that inside of it. But we have a deal, and I take it?
Yes.
Okay.
Bruh.
And just to let you know, Sinbad, I will know if you double-cross me. And do you need a reminder what happens when you try to do that? I welcome it, but...
Well, considering I'm sending you after a big giant red dragon in a ball, I can't imagine that would be something that you wouldn't use as leverage.
Fair enough. It seems way too chaotic to control something like that, so I have no use for it. It's much like the bomb. I'm not going to sick it on anyone. You don't have to worry. I'm curious as what you want to do with it, but that's not part of the deal, is it?
No, it's not.
Very well then. Whenever you wish to go, simply contact my associate, and I will know.
Your associate as in the snot or...
Snot. If you just contact him and I will know. You don't even have to say anything relevant to him.
Okay, and then you'll send the guard chomp after that.
Well, you'll talk to me again, and I'll tell you where to
Rendezvous.
Exactly.
All right, well...
It was nice talking to you for a change. Nice change of pace.
Well, I don't try to hide that. We're both trying to play to win.
Now you're getting it. All right, then. I look forward to doing business with you, then. Ta-ta. Goes dead.
All right, and so Sinbad just kind of like, well, put pieces into motion again. But I wanted to pay Nero a visit anyway.
So we're going to visit Nero. You said Izek was coming along as well.
Yeah. She was going to send Robin as well initially, and then decided against it, thankfully.
So,
Yeah, I'd rather
what
not her
about-
try to steal from me again.
Also, we found out where that conjuration magic was coming from. It was the bag of holding.
That
Yeah, it's
It's-
basically got a homing. It's got like a return to home button. Just teleports
It's-
back to her whenever she wants it to.
is it still on there?
Yeah. But that's why I
Uh,
haven't been putting anything in it.
I see.
So what about what I asked?
She said she would sweeten the pot.
All right.
I'm like, I don't know exactly what that means, but hopefully you'll get your intel, because I'm sure they'll get some. They might be able to find some evidence as well on the side while they're in there.
Part of the reason why I wanted to go in, find it myself, so we didn't have to make this sort of deal.
Why didn't you say that before we called her?
Well, because no one would go along with it anyway. It'd just be me. We couldn't send in Aiden because he has the sword, and you two are about as stealthy as something that's not stealthy. I don't know. Like that thing that was just shooting down ice on the entire village.
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
That's yeah, none of us are. I mean, it would just be you and Aiden would be without the sword.
Well, what do you wish for us to do while this all transpires?
Um,
I don't know.
my first thought is stay safe, but I mean, the town should provide enough safety for now. I doubt anything like that is going to happen again. That was
But-
off.
Potentially, you might be able to search for some of a meteorite chunk. Potentially,
no,
the
no.
inside of the barrier is safe.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Fair enough.
I theorize that's what did that to us.
Right, touching it might
Yeah,
be bad.
I'd much less rather you don't come into contact with it.
Well, Rothonatrix, maybe you could just try to become friends with everyone around town, especially the Expedition Society. Because if you did and you put in some good words for us, it might patch up some of the damage that's been done to our relationship with them.
Oh, perhaps. I mingled with a lot of them at the cabin. Oh, I fed a lot of them salt instead of sugar.
Yeah, don't do that. Do what Rothonatrix said.
You don't have to do anything on our behalf. I don't. At least you don't have to do anything on my behalf. Just
Well, I can indeed try that, and perhaps I should speak with Sir Jameson again and all my other friends that gave me forks and other such wonderful trinkets.
Say hi to Jameson for me, okay?
Oh, yes, he's a good boy.
He is.
All right, and with that, you walk in, Aiden, too, just as this is kind of closing.
All right.
Well,
Very
how
good.
was the autograph signing?
Well, we just kind of went out to dinner, actually. There was a lot of Pokemon there, but she tried to say I was the one who took a few shots, which I mean, yeah, I did, but
yeah, you did.
Pokemon there.
Did
I'm
you
like-
notice anything off about her or any of the other people there?
No, other than Leonidas showed up.
Oh,
You
did he?
you
Oh,
thought
he did?
about. Wait, what?
Do tell, how'd that turn out?
Well, apparently Ela doesn't really care for abolition.
Did she say why?
Mostly due to the fact that she hadn't heard about the previous attack that happened in Calder and how she basically said that abolition would let that kind of thing happen because of how they've treated the ferals out here.
Well, at least someone else is here who has common sense.
Well, you thought of her while in
No offense,
prison,
Tiger.
didn't you?
Oh, wait.
Because my thought is that you might have just been hanging out with Queen the whole time, trying to,
I don't
make her
think that
feel
was
good.
Queen. I don't think that was Queen. They certainly weren't under any sort of guise.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Can you see dominate person with those things?
No.
No, I suppose not, but I
We
don't.
can run a. If we ever run into her again, we can perform a battery of tests to find out if it's truly her.
I don't think
Well,
that's
obviously,
necessary.
I've got my sending trick, and Aiden has that little thing attached to his side. All you got to do is ask her not to resist it.
I mean, it was obviously her.
You're
I
certain?
I don't think it was I don't think it was Queen's work or anything, but I do think whatever happened was some sort of show, almost some performance.
It crossed
Well,
my mind.
What?
He
I-
kind of. I just realized he's been holding glass this entire time. That's great. he unfurls his hand again and says, "This is from your bolt, right?"
Does it look like it would have been the pieces to the bolts, or is it more like I thought when I was hearing earlier? It almost sounded like it was something from the store, but
That's what I interpreted it as.
yeah.
It's like it's the same glass you work with at the store. Like the quality of it, it's from Gunther's workshop. It's the glass you use to make your items.
But
Who made the glass
doesn't,
bolt?
It isn't necessarily the glass bolt, is what you're saying.
It could be. I mean,
It
it's
could be,
yeah,
but it
Yeah.
isn't necessarily.
yeah.
We don't know.
I mean, it's the same stuff that we used at the forge, but
We found these shards of glass after we chased a figure who fled the scene after, well, the dragon disappeared.
It was using water walking or some other sort of spell that kept it from creating prints in the snow.
well, I mean, the first question is why even would a dragon like that show up in the town? I mean,
I don't think that was a dragon in the first place. I mean, it looked like Cryofang, but
Do you
it-
think that the simulacrum followed us through? No, because it was here before us.
no, and it wouldn't have known what it looked. But how would she have known what it looked like? What the?
More mysteries to solve, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we have confirmation that Kleiman is more than likely working with Nero now.
Oh,
Which would definitely lean into this being the situation out here because, well, Nero wants the Great Worms dead, and the more fear he spreads about them, the more likely they'll become to try to kill it as a group effort. This is the only place where they really all have a stead.
so you're saying maybe Clyman resurrected the thing?
I doubt he had the capability to resurrect it, but he is powerful enough to have been able to make something in its likeness. With
and
enough of
besides,
those
it definitely wasn't the
meteorite,
same. We buried that. The
and
body.
the Hallowed Flames dug it up and torched it.
Right, they did do that as well.
And it also would have been missing a huge chunk of scales.
Yeah,
Which-
so I think that there's something else going on here, and it was already injured, and I don't think that was an illusion either. Well, it could have been, I suppose. Trying to make it look like the old one because of the injuries, but
Unless something else is making dragons show up in some other sort.
but the other thing I want to point out is if Kleiman really has joined Nero, then when they make their Havarigal attacks, they are going to be much stronger now.
I should also point out to you guys, you said performance, and that really reminds me. I've taken a few strolls outside, and there seems to be a performance that has been making its rounds called the Ballad of Finnegan the Brave.
Ugh.
It's really
Oh.
awful, and I thought a few of the characters in the play depicted you. It's about them slaying a dragon, and most of the other
Oh,
characters.
no.
Yeah, the other characters were kind of obnoxious, and there was just one that seemed to do everything.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Oh no.
How often does this play happen?
Oh, it happens in the afternoon, like every Wednesday. It happens at about 5 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Bree just kind of checks what time it is or what day it is.
I believe it's
Sunday.
yeah. It's
Bree.
Sunday.
I know that you want the truth about what happened to get out there, but I also want to point out
Or no,
that
it's Monday.
this is boosting the town's morale, which they greatly
no.
need at this
Whatever.
point in time.
Are you certain? I saw it one day and it was kind of awful.
Yeah, your character seemed like she just never prepared the right spells and was complaining about. How
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
Saying
calm
her-
down.
Said they were all suboptimal. And...
I
I tried to encourage him, and he did the. Oh, I'm going to tear his little head off with Bigby's.
And then
Yeah.
his character, he points to you, Singer, and his character just wouldn't fight at all. He just stood there trying to negotiate with this, and it was a really crappy costume for the dragon that was just burning everything.
Sigurd just sighs.
Aiden's probably at least seen the tiniest bit of it and
Yeah.
just knew.
Sinbad's at this moment just thinking, how much of this is like Pandora prank material?
Hey, yeah, no pranks here. It's just what I saw. I saw a little.
No,
Right.
I
mean,
believe you.
I have to say, the reactions that you're getting are a lot better than normal when you talk about this play.
I need to go talk to Estelle.
Oh no.
Why?
Well, I'm going to go do the thing that Finnegan failed at.
Do not. Why are you going to? Enrolling with the MDRA is not a good idea.
Oh,
Wait, that's what you're doing? I thought you were just gonna go tell her that you did things optimally.
what? Why would she tell Estelle about that?
Why wouldn't I join the MDRA? I mean, look at me.
Look at this, and she holds up her spell book and just kind of flips through how thick it is.
I mean, you've seen we've seen that they're definitely not. They're definitely sketchy in some way, and if you're aligned with them officially, I'm sure they'll try to persuade you to do things one way or another.
Also,
Wouldn't it be good to have someone on the inside then? Know what they're up to? Make sure they can't do
Hmm.
anything stupid like make more bombs?
I don't think you can stop them from making bombs.
No,
I
but
don't.
I can probably warn people if they are.
I mean, at that point, you can't really say you're not affiliated.
Yeah, once you're affiliated with them, we're all affiliated with them. Our greatest strength is gone. Especially with the Hallowed Flames. I know that things are going to be tenuous with them, but if we join the MDRA, that's it.
I mean, it's not like I want to. I suppose it's not like I want to associate myself with the Hall of Flames either, but
At the same time, I mean, she's worked for this, but
Our ability to even get small amounts of, we know people on the inside of every faction. If we start aligning with one of them, we might not be able to pull our resources together. We know that not everyone in all these factions is completely aligned with their goals. We still have the capability of having them work together in some capacity, unless we join one, in which case we start cutting ourselves off.
Well, I guess the next best thing would just to say that I have proof from them that I could have joined, and then shove it in his face.
Well, you're gonna go find him and cast Bigsby's hand and roll him around the snow?
Maybe.
You just gave her the idea.
I think she already had it from childhood experience.
Wait, what?
I would just banish him like Dad banished you, but he's a warlock. They're pretty good at resisting that sort of thing, so I'll have to come up with some other plan.
I mean, the play was...
All right, then.
It was awful, but are we sure we want to...
Or we could just wait for the play to happen so I can slap him in the middle of it.
He's not
I don't
even
know.
there for
Well,
it.
he wasn't even the main actor. There was some like beefy Machamp playing the Fennec, and he just had a cruddy little mask on.
I mean, like I said, yeah, it's not true or anything, but it is raising the town's morale. If anything, you should give them more plays to play instead of the one.
You can't let me have anything nice, can you?
And she just kind of angry flops onto her bed.
Yeah.
I mean, beating up Finnegan is annoying, but I don't think he...
He insulted me as a spellcaster, Sigurd.
Okay.
That's just because he isn't one.
Yeah, I guess he's getting his power from somewhere that's not him. I'm gonna throw that in his face next time I talk to him.
Sinbad actually
Handles
sits
that.
down and thinks, just goes quiet when you say that.
He Sigurd pauses for a moment and is like, "You insult me all the time, and I don't retaliate."
Well, yeah, but that's because you're a pacifist.
Well, yeah, I think it's getting pretty late. Maybe I should, oh my gosh, look how many people are in here.
We need another room.
I'll set up the hut.
And she just kind of stomps outside.
Is the hut gonna do anything? Oh, outside.
We might
We'll
want
have
to
to be
talk
in
to
there
somebody about expanding our living space, potentially?
How are we supposed to expand our living space if they don't know about Pandoran Rithonitrix? Unless, they then have to know, which... Wasn't the whole point. We wanted to hide them here.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I think people already know about them. I mean, I doubt Pandora spent the entire last week inside this hut. He kind of looks to Pandora.
Well, I sort of had to be on the sly. I mean, there's some people who still don't like me. That's why, well, they were gone. That's why I was with you, just so they wouldn't mess with me.
Right.
But perhaps with Wrath here, we could I can build up a reputation again. Oh yeah, yes, I'm good friends with Chuck and Eric and what was that fellow's name? Oh yes, Gerald. He just goes listing a bunch of names. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think if we're going to set up that contraption we were doing on the road, perhaps we can crash in there for the night.
Well, I mean, some of us can. We want to spread out,
At least
right?
some of us can.
I don't know who wants to go outside with Bree.
Whoever's most comfortable sleeping on the snow, I suppose.
Well,
I could do it.
I think we'll opt to stay in here because I don't want to move the treasure outside.
Right.
Yeah, sorry to kick you out of your own
Yep.
room, but
No, moving the treasure out of this place sounds like a mess that I don't want to clean up. So
all right, I'm gonna go head out for the night. She like flops down on the small gold pile.
I guess Sigurd will go outside with Bree to sleep. Probably pulls out, I guess, 2 sleeping bags.
I'll say for the sake of not just arranging how everyone is sleeping, I'll say you all find your spot and you go down for the night. You can take off another level of exhaustion if you have it, and that's where we'll end things. Okay,
Right.
so I think we have a destination next time, or perhaps it's going to be a Chronicles episode in the near future. And the outcome will depend on what happens there.
We're sending more hit squads. Yay!
All right, so thank you for watching, and we'll see what happens next time. Bye, everyone.